mysterious organization known as the Program brought together a group of strangers and forced them into a shady experiment known as the Metapilot Program. They found themselves leaping into different worlds they called metaverses and inhabiting people inside these worlds, people they called avatars. But all was not as it seemed. The Program was engaged in an ancient battle with a force known only as the Founders, and the group of former strangers soon found themselves on the run, uncertain who to trust. Their search to understand what these forces want with them continues to take these metapilots to strange new worlds that they now know are real. But the metaverse is beginning to crack. Pieces of other worlds are leaking through to our world, and the metapilots are bringing superhuman powers back from their travels. Every secret uncovered leads to more questions, and each power gained leads to deeper connections. But one thing is clear above all else: the metaverse is here, and someone needs to save it. Four strangers took part in an exciting new opportunity, the chance to play test the latest in virtual reality, something called Project Metaverse. What seemed like a game at first soon became anything but, and these new metapilots discovered the truth behind the worlds they visited, thanks to an entity known as Tom. Breaking free of the Program, the group has a new mission: to save the metaverse. Can they become the heroes they need to be? Who is the mysterious Tom, really? And what will happen when they finally catch up to the other group of pilots, the one that the Program has been hunting for so long? Only time will tell. See you on the other side.
Welcome to Masters of the Metaverse! Metapocalypse continues. We have our second to last episode of the season today. People are taking photographs. I am your host and tonight's GM, James Durham. Joining me at the table, I have Christian Doyle, Mark Thomas, Helen Roundhill, and Andi Dobrowski. Can they stop Tom before he tears the metaverse apart? Time is running out. Masters of the Metaverse, like all of our Zoe programming, is made possible by viewers like you. You can check out our Patreon page right now to find out how you can support this show and other great shows like it, like our Zoe Game Night on Thursdays, which I hear you guys have like a special guest coming or something like that. Yeah, that's what I hear. I don't know. But you know, nobody ever tells me anything, so I could be entirely making it up like I do everything else that I say on this show. We also got, big stompy robots coming soon. Mr. Doyle and I are working on another project. It has to do with guns and gold and riffs and dirty bikers. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
And we need all the support we can get, all the viewers we can get, so that we can keep making content like this for you guys. Keep making more stories, more shows, more programming. I want to take a moment to give a shout out to some other shows, like the guys who are dragons and things. They're partnered with Paizo. They used to do Walking in Circles. They play Pathfinder. They do it pretty well. Better than I played Pathfinder. They do that from 6 to 10 Pacific on Fridays. We've got table takes that we host here from Gen Con, also on Fridays at 11. You can catch Christian on that most of the time.
Can't miss him. He's the handsome one.
Which one is he?
With the mohawk? Yeah.
15% more handsome?
Maybe. That's debatable.
Roll for bluff.
And speaking of shout-outs, there's some very special Patreon backers that I want to thank. Brad Gabriel.
Yay!
Thank you.
Yay! Thank you, Brad.
Marcus Johansson. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Marcus.
And Chris Piazza. Thank
Crispy
you.
Gazzo.
Oh, who is that? He sounds interesting.
I've never had a soggy Gazzo before. I've had a crispy Gazzo.
Oh, no. Send him back.
Where?
Did you guys know that you can affect this game every single week? Yes, we have not only our lovely store, which is unique and different today. That's right, unique and different. Pay careful attention to our lovely store, because our entire episode today will take place in the real world, or Metaverse Prime, as you've been lovingly referring to it in Discord. Meta points will be used in an entirely different fashion than is normally done. Today they're going to be used to power all kinds of other unique and wonderful special abilities and maybe keep them alive long enough to see what happens at the end of the episode. I don't know, I've thrown everything but the kitchen sink into this one, it's going to get ugly.
If you Venmo me $100, I will just walk away from this table too, just so you guys know. That's a little thing you can do to affect the game.
I need to get that app.
Yeah.
People can pay me to leave places.
Right?
I think you might have stumbled onto something there. People have been trying to get me to leave places for years, but not that's
But they've
okay.
never tried to pay you.
They never tried to pay me to do it. Well, except that one time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the check.
Everybody's got their price. Mine's pretty low.
It's true.
For leaving. What did
Maximo busted you.
What? What?
Because you made, last time we mentioned Chris on stream, you made the same joke.
Oh, I did. Well, yeah, I do it with Chris Pratt all the time too.
Oh, I see that. Moments of clarity work a little different today too, guys. I mean, we're going to be using our 10-sided dice for most of your actions today. If you happen to be using a moment of clarity, though, you get to pick up those 8-sided dice.
No, that'll be super handy.
And not only do you get to pick up those 8-sided dice, you can pick up those 8-sided dice and attempt some kind of a skill that's not on that character sheet of yours. Ooh, isn't that fun?
That is fancy.
Oh, yes. And how about those meta point uses? Now, you can use any one skill from a previous avatar at a score of an 18 for 1 meta point. Any skill from a previous avatar. And some of you have had a lot of avatars to call upon to think back on lists of skills. For 2 meta points, you can enhance any existing skill by 4 for that turn, or gain a 4-point bonus to your dodge score. You can do this reactively after you have been hit to negate that hit.
That's amazing.
Well, I figured I needed to put something in today that might keep you alive from all the horrible death I'm
boy.
throwing your direction.
God.
Now, for 3 meta points, you can use any special ability possessed by a previous avatar for 1 action, regardless of what avatar that was. From, crazy and wild Borks, perhaps, to even John Wesley Hardin, if that's where you're going.
Yeah, buddy.
And now 2 of our
Only
pilots
for the
at the table, and only 2 of our pilots at the table, can expend 4 meta points to become 1 fully linked individual with a previous avatar and utilize all of that avatar's powers and abilities and statistics for the turn.
Did you just Eiffel Tower over your damn abilities?
Yeah, we did a little bit.
Yes, they did.
Across James's
Mine's
face.
not out though.
Cross
We're good.
Yeah, that's on the internet now. In addition to all this great stuff in the store, which there's all the buffs too. All the buffs still exist. Well, yeah, I suppose, Pax, you could basically skip the cool rules, but cool rules do allow for things that they can't even attempt by using powers and abilities from character sheets from their pilots. I mean, because once we invoke the cool rule, physics goes out the window.
Which you need to throw something out.
That's true. And since I control physics now,
Are we done? Thank you.
It's like at Fat Camp. Physics went right out the window.
Wow, it's gonna be one of those days, isn't it?
it's always one of those days.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Fat Camp.
How do you
I
feel
would
about
just like to remind
There's
all
gotta be a
of
story
you
behind
that as Andy's right, I have been experiencing this
For hours.
Hours already.
Turned out it was
I'm so
Jewish camp. I
sorry.
just didn't like any of the food there. So.
I'm so sorry.
What's wrong with gefilte fish?
So much.
I kind
like it.
It's a
Like it's
lie.
okay. All right.
Lovely. Hey, you know what else they can do besides this store to change the game? We've got this lovely little poll that they get to vote on every single week and tell which one of you they like more than me, which is all of you.
I think your poll's a good size.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah, but when they're rude to you.
I like it when James
They
starts
have to
matching
say
the
it.
flowers on his Tom shirt.
Can we stop now?
We got stopped.
Thank you. Now, I have the poll results if you would like to hear who they liked or disliked, which I'll give you a hint. I was not the winner. But you already knew
Imagine
that.
First time for everything.
So, Andy, you get plus 20 hit points and plus 4 to a roll this week from that roll.
Ooh.
That's right. Helen, you also get plus 20 hit points and plus 4 to a roll.
Right?
Mark, you also get plus 20 hit points and plus 4. Really, really even voting in that section. Christian, you get plus 30 hit points and plus 10 to a roll.
Oh, jeez.
Because now we know where they all voted.
We all tied at 0.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And mine is plus 10 hit points and plus 3 to a roll, but I'm pretty sure that Pax
Oh,
just
no.
put that in there so that I don't feel bad and nobody actually voted for me.
So maybe we all tied at 1 vote. He got 0, and Crash got like 50.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I don't know how it actually works.
And speaking of, I want to take a moment. I want to
vote.
thank Pax and AK. We could not do this
We love
show
you guys. Thank
without
you.
you guys are amazing. Love you. For all of you guys that watch and are fans, pay attention to the Twitter. Pax puts out these really, really great connected stories to all of our metaverse stuff. They are actual, established, part of our lore, part of the entire
Canon.
universe. They're canon. They're all the way through. And they have a lot of great stuff in it if you want to fill in some of the gaps of things between episodes or character moments or learn a little bit more about the worlds that
Or
we're
just
playing.
know what those particular characters were thinking in that moment. She always gets a really
She's
good
a
hold
really
of it.
good, she usually
She
discusses
understands
all
the
these things with
characters'
us,
voices
so
well.
these aren't just her making things up. She goes out of her way to research every single one of these stories and talk to us about all of it ahead of time and make sure it's putting out exactly the way we want things to be.
Pretty incredible.
And she does an amazing job of it. So read all of them.
You can find them in Discord and the
You
Metaverse
can find them
channel
in
as well.
Discord. Most of them are out there, and they are really, really good. There was a really great one this past week with Hollywood and Milkshake. And
I'd ask, how do we get to the Discord, but I'm guessing everybody knows.
Hopefully.
Well, they'll tell
I think
you. They'll
there's
tell you
there's a-
in
Oh,
chat.
yeah, let them know how to
Yeah.
get to the Discord.
You
Vaccination
do it the way
could be
I
a
did,
thing.
which is hand your phone to Christian and let him set it up, and then Discord is on your phone, and you just push buttons.
I set something up on someone else's phone. Did you hear that, Andy? That's real.
I'm
Technological.
gobsmacked, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Oh, and hey, we got Tech Crew
He
back
doesn't
there.
just play crap.
Look at our lovely Tech Crew. They're wonderful. We love you. Thank
He's
you.
He's getting bleed.
He's gonna bleed?
He's getting bleed from Crash. Like Crash is bleeding into
And
Christian.
how about we roll some
and
credits?
He's getting tech skills.
Do you bleed?
Conscripted by a secret organization, a group of strangers is loaded into experimental metapods, hurtling their souls across dimensions and into unsuspecting avatars. With each trip across reality, these newly minted metapilots gain access to unique powers and abilities, slowly transforming them into true masters of the metaverse.
Masters of the metaverse, masters of the metaverse. They travel through time and space and stuff. Troll them, re-roll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't a bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice, bound by the winds of a secret voice. Masters of the metaverse, masters of the metaverse. Masters of the metaverse, masters of the metaverse.
Welcome back! Previously on the Metapocalypse, our heroes learned that the true threat to the metaverse is Tom and his plan to occupy every avatar in the metaverse at once.
Kill your friends.
This information came from Colonel Jackson, who, when it was revealed, has the power of future sight. Using this new information, our pilots have raced across the metaverse, securing Joe's Diner's locations that Tom might use to enact his plan. So far, they have secured the Joe's Diners in the Weird West of the Space Princesses of Galaxy Force 5, and reunited with old avatars, friends, and enemies along the way. With time running out, the team divided in order to reach...
Has anyone seen the Knights of Bork? They said they were going to go exploring and then kind of poofed out of existence. Hashtag hack attack.
Oh.
Thank you, chat.
Oh no.
With
Oh,
time
no.
running out, the team divided in order to reach two Joe's Diners locations at once. One in the 1980s alien invasion world, and the other in the realm of the Borks. The heroes of Galaxy Tales had escaped the confines of their cartoon world and joined with the human resistance to overthrow the occupying aliens and liberate the captured humans, securing Joe's Diner and rescuing a Titan-powered Admiral Sliss in the process. Along the way, they met the creator of their cartoon and encouraged him to write and draw more cartoons of them. The Knights of Borkdrum have grown bitter and cruel, filled with hatred and a need for revenge against the Humies that had forced them to kill their brethren. While able to secure the diner, the pilots also had to face the unintended consequences of their actions and witness the horror that spread from a single cruel mistake early on in their foray into the metaverse.
Yeah.
Before you knew it was real. There's only one Joe's Diner location left, according to Colonel Jackson. One of the Joes right here in this metaverse. Home. The Joe's Diners you have secured so far have not only eliminated them as possible entry points for Tom, but have narrowed the focus of the search here, in this metaverse for the right Joe's Diner. I believe I have it. It's right here in Nevada, a small, nearly ghost town called Jarbidge, in the northern part of the state. The region is normally difficult to access already, with only 2 roads in, one of which is closed most of the year due to snow, and the other closed from a chemical spill that conveniently happened earlier this week. A terror alert issued by the Department of Homeland Security in the region has made any kind of travel difficult. Non-military aircraft have been grounded, and there are checkpoints set up along the major highways, and a large presence of law enforcement that are less than sympathetic to your cause, or even capable of believing or understanding any of this. In short, you're up the creek without a paddle, and it's time for a Hail Mary. I wish I could tell you that I didn't see this coming, but that'd be a lie. From here, I can't tell you what happens next, only what must happen next, if there's even going to be a next. Crash, I want you to take Sergeant Hamilton and 2 others. You have to choose. Those whom you select to join you and Sergeant Hamilton will take 2 ultralights I have acquired and fly below the radar level to the outskirts of Jarbidge. I need you to do your best to secure the area. Ideally, we will prevent Mr. Zenda from ever reaching Jarbidge or the Joe's Diner there. But in case, you will be the last line of defense. It's your time to lead, son. You're calling the shots on the ground once you get there. With all the military activity in the area, we can't rely on any form of communication being functional. So you're going to be on your own. I have no idea what Tom might have done to prepare for this. So be careful.
I'm not a leader so much.
You have to be.
I know you said so just now, but maybe your visions of the future are stupid.
Kid's got a point.
Is that possible?
I don't understand.
It is. I'm gonna take Brony.
You're gonna take Brony.
I'm gonna take Brony.
They're best friends now.
All right.
Sorry.
And Andi James has to come because she's the only one who can do, Titan stuff right now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, better than me.
Out of all the others, you want to take Brony and Andi?
Wow. Okay, so I'm feeling some disdain happening.
Well,
right
yeah,
now.
because if we have to fight, I want to take the best fighters, and Bruno's the best fighter, and Andy's the other best. Andy's the most
Colonel.
powerful, and Brony's the other best fighter.
Permission to speak freely, sir? You put the kid in charge. He's taking leadership.
It's okay, Dad. Brony is everybody that I'm taking has already been dead except for me. So it seems fair. Can't kill us twice.
Yeah,
I'm gonna disagree.
That's
Don't
that's
worry,
loaded.
Brony.
And Anybody got some more?
You got a lot of mojo, man.
No, that's just musk from being inside of a canister for. I'll go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
Did you have a choice?
Well, no, but shh. So,
Here's what I know. Whoever Tom is sending,
mhm.
who's already here, he has other pilots. And those other pilots were playing the game that you played. So that means that even if they're not super tough, they're like us. They're gamers.
So does that mean they're gonna have these powers from the other worlds like the rest of y'all?
If they're pilots, they might. Yeah, I don't see why not. They've been operating as long as you guys have, and you have lots of powers.
Well, no, really, just one. I keep getting thrown back in the same crusty, dusty piece of shit. But that's fine. That's fine. No, that's good. That's.
Ah, gosh. It must be hard.
Do you know?
No, never. Actually, that's the.
Oh.
Who?
He's like 8,000.
Oh, you're talking about Ezekiel the Undying. Do you know what his power is? He doesn't die.
Yeah, it's handy. I'm
It's
not
a
gonna
pretty
lie.
handy power.
It's,
I mean,
Will
the
you
not
die?
dying more than once thing is questionable, but in your case, I think he's right.
Chad bought me a +1 camo pattern bandana of badass yin. So I am now ready and raring to go lay some smackdown
From Brad
on
the
any
Turkey.
evildoers that would dare try
Yes,
to mellow
Brad
on
the
hash.
Turkey.
Hashtag hack attack.
He's right there too. He's behind you.
Thank you.
Oh.
He's looking right at you.
Oh my god.
I don't like that, but I kind of like it.
So, that's who I'm taking.
All right. We'll get the ultralights prepped, and the others will load into a van, and we'll head up and try and cut off the road access and stop Mr. Zenda before we can reach Jarbidge.
Oh, I have another
We're
question.
doing ultralights?
Who knows how to fly an ultralight?
I'm gonna need a seat extender.
I could use an ability from Valkyrie.
I can fly it. I can fly one, but I can only fly one.
You can fly one of the ultralights?
Yeah, it's
I can
just
fly the other.
Okay.
Okay,
I feel like with my driving skill and video
I
game
can just
knowledge, I can
fly,
probably fly
which
an
is pretty
ultralight.
cool.
but let's
easy.
not.
Okay.
Like Supergirl fly? Like
Yeah.
At 100 miles per hour.
Can you call your cousin?
that's pretty cool.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Every
Oh,
week,
come in the
a new
sky, it's a
sheet, and
MacGuffin.
it gets better and better.
This world is amazing. Never thought.
Super
Never
cool. Why
thought.
not both?
I think it's fun that you're a meta pilot now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty fun.
Am I?
Well, why not?
I think you are.
Yeah, bro.
All right. Didn't see that coming either.
Yeah, bro.
You have been feeling a lot better.
Yeah.
You're literally like 20 years younger than last time I saw you.
Yeah, I don't know what it was that Rosie and Wyatt did, but I'll tell you, I'm waking up. I feel good. Like, I'm feeling good. That their magic was magic.
Well, I've never seen it do anything like that. And I can spot a pilot. You can.
Mm-hmm. You can.
Probably because it's hereditary.
So, like, you guys, like, do you see like a ghost around me or something? How does that work?
You just look like a pilot. It's not like you glow or anything. Don't be stupid.
Well, I mean.
Yeah,
not
you look like you're
this
gonna get approved for
glow,
six,
It's like-
6 episodes and then get
it's
canceled.
like-
Definitely like a. an
Like other
aura.
people are black and white and you're in color.
Like Pleasantville. Pleasantville.
But not everybody's really in black and white. That was a metaphor.
Wait,
No, it was like an
Pleasantville?
analogy. No, it wasn't.
Ah,
It was a
but-
simile.
It was like that.
Either way, we're glad to have you.
Glad to be here.
Have you guys hugged?
Oh yeah.
You should always hug. Okay, so who's riding with me?
Brony, I think that's
Fine.
We're best friends. Besides, I need some graphite.
So before we head out, Colonel,
Yes, that
just
was
to be
what
clear.
I was going to suggest.
The mission is prevent Zenda from reaching the diner.
Secure the Jarbidge we're going to divide the others into 2 groups, and we're going to secure both roads leading into Jarbidge and hopefully prevent Zenda from reaching there. If he manages to get past us or finds another way in, you are the last line of defense to prevent him from getting to Joe's.
That sounds real bad. Now we're going to the state line of Nevada.
But I'm doing the best that I can to prevent that from even happening. I do not want him to even get into Jarbidge with that pod.
Got it. And he's bringing the pod, and he needs the pod as well.
I assume he is. I have very little to work off of here. There are some details that are perfectly clear, some that are less clear, and others that can only happen if I don't say anything.
Dad can't see inside Joe's.
And that's correct. I cannot see inside of Joe's.
But the pod is a alternate target.
Theoretically, I would assume that even disabling it could slow things down long enough to do something, perhaps. But ideally, it's complete destruction. And Mr. Hamilton, if you get an opportunity to kill Mr. Zenda, do not hesitate.
Don't kill him.
What do we do then?
You stop him.
How do we stop him?
Well, obviously we put him in a line that's alphabetically ordered.
Tom makes us do things. He made all of us do things.
What?
He did. He made Thomas fight us. He made Andy try to kill us.
So you're saying Zenda is not the one making this choice?
Zenda is bad,
He's a hostage.
but he's not. I mean, we have to assume that Tom is doing to him what he did to us. He's got something on him.
So you want us to presume his innocence?
No, I think we should beat the shit out of him. But we shouldn't kill him.
People can be innocent and badly beaten. It's fine.
We've had to kill a lot of people already,
Had to.
and it's getting way easier, so maybe we should cut down.
Consider it a last
Hey.
resort.
Mr. Willpower over here. So yeah, let's go. Let's You're flying, right? I'm just gonna. Okay.
Unless you want to.
No, I'll let you do it.
Okay.
I'll be
There is
tailgating.
enough room for 2 individuals and each ultralight. It is very, very cramped.
Hey, Bruno, can we go to the armory and get guns?
It's probably a good suggestion, but I
That
would
seems
not
like an
consider
excellent
carrying
plan.
too much weight on board an ultralight.
It's fine. I would love 2 pistols.
That's very
Then
woo.
You most certainly, Miss James. There is quite easily a pair of pistols available for you to take.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna just go to my room and get my stuff.
All right.
Someone's asking to check the robot impersonation. I think Chad is a traitor.
Check.
Oh shit, wrong system. Never mind.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get a couple of, I'm gonna make my usual pair of pistols as well as a couple of machine guns and kind of do the calculations on the weight of my weight, my granddaughter's weight, and make
Well,
sure
you
that I've got
have
as
the
much ammo as I
advantage
can
that
take.
your granddaughter is not a very large individual,
Yes,
and she's
sure.
only elected to take a couple of handguns, which on the one surprises you, who only takes handguns, and the other two's how easily she picks them up, checks the magazines, looks down, and says, she's pretty handy with them for
a
someone who works in
barista.
coffee shops
You're
and
a barista.
yeah,
Well,
A
gosh,
barista,
shut up.
barista with a ukulele.
pretty handy with a gun for a barista with a ukulele.
Side question.
I guess I'm gonna
Is
take
there
my
a
2
sword?
6 shooters if I still got those.
Oh, absolutely.
Great.
They're my favorite.
I feel like I need my 2 6 shooters if I've still got access to them.
Oh, absolutely. If
I'm gonna bring a like a cool belt with knives in it, and
Belts and knives.
and a 10-pound bag of ball bearings.
And a 10-pound bag of ball bearings.
That is not a bad idea. I want to bring a bag of 10-pound ball bearings.
Oh, that's one ball bearing.
Depends on how big the bag is. Tom?
Max says, have you been to a Starbucks when the soy milk runs out?
No, I've got a plan. I think that they'll work like marbles when I roll them on the ground. People will be slipping all over the place.
I'm saying boulders, and we get them all back.
Are you channeling that cartoon character that you...
That is a distinct possibility, Bruno Hamilton.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure that works in real life, so...
I wasn't here for that, so I
No,
guess I'll just leave my balls at
but
home.
that cartoon character gave me a lot of ideas. I will say that.
Somehow that's not the
He might
most
be-
reassuring thing I've heard you say.
Other than Dr. Gatling, he might be the smartest one I've got. He's handy in a fight.
Okay.
Better than handsy in a fight, am I right?
That's the rabbit.
Wait, of all the people here who were handsy in a fight,
You know what? I'm gonna need you to leave. My grandfather is right there.
He's also a really big, really imposing individual.
My
He's
dad
very
told us
scary.
where to go. I thought we were just naming relatives.
oh,
My sister's in the other room.
As it turns out, everything is relative.
It's a joke because they're related. See what you did? Okay, let's go.
okay.
You load up into the ultralights after doing the weight calculations. Launching them would usually take a little bit of effort, but Mr. Jackson, if you would, you could in fact launch these ultralights quite easily.
Oh yeah, we're going VTOL, but only one at a time.
Only one at a time. All right.
I guess
You
that's
give me
first.
2 separate power use rolls, please.
Okay.
You're just basically gonna throw us in the air? Is that how this is gonna work?
No, because of the way physics works, that would just dent your little plane, and I don't want to just toss that around. And
He's gonna throw the Earth away from us very quickly. It's actually.
I made it by 3.
That's a wonderful explanation.
What was that?
I said you're gonna throw the Earth away from us very quickly.
That's actually exactly what I'm going to do.
It is quite the immediate launch, and there is no building up of speed. You just are immediately traveling at the velocity that he chose to launch you at and flying. It is very disorienting for the first couple of seconds,
Got a
like
lot
a
of
roller
locusts in
coaster.
my part.
What the
I
hell
just give
just
it a little.
happened?
I just give it a little tap, and it goes.
And even more so, the thing that stuck out the most, not even a single sound of like wind resistance, or it was as though you were just sliding through the air like a hot knife through butter.
Do you know what just happened?
No, I don't. I'm very confused.
Their powers are different now. You can't hear
No,
me.
they cannot. They're more than a half mile from you at the rate that they're traveling
I
already.
hear you.
Hold on.
Okay.
Now they're not.
And you go through that same experience. It's just on the ground, suddenly up in the air, traveling at a really, really rapid velocity, and not a single bit of wind resistance. You don't hear it going by. It's just like it's cutting a hole through physics. 0 kinetic resistance whatsoever.
So, how much piloting did we really need to do?
Well, currently you've just launched. We're going to get into that in just
Oh,
a
God.
moment. After about
Look
45
at
minutes
you
of
smile when you
northward
say these
travel,
things.
of course. After about 45 minutes of northward travel, it is less and less of the open scrub bush and more into the red rocks and canyons and the taller and more thickly scrub brush sides of hills. And it's at this point that,
Still looks like Southern California.
yeah, it does kind of.
Everything looks
I mean, there's
In the
less
far
windmills.
distance, fully automatic weapon fire. You just barely catch the tracers before they come close and tear into the wing on the side of the ultralight.
Oh,
Worse.
Several
Even
more
mean
rounds
Wings.
flying past and slamming into the fuselage of the second ultralight. Can I get
Wait,
piloting?
I'm the second ultralight.
Can I get piloting checks from my pilots?
Well, technically we're all.
Technically, we're all pilots. What'd you say? Kind of checks? Piloting?
Piloting checks from my pilots. You could
Use my four.
alternatively attempt to use your kinetic energy control as opposed to using piloting.
I wouldn't have thought of that just yet. I'm at the wheel of something. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Understood.
beat my action hero skill by 5.
Beat the action by 5. The entire wing shreds off, and you take it into a spin, but instead of getting into a dive, you somehow sort of level out like a shark cutting through the water, only it's the air, spinning just before the trees to catch it and send it into a spin. And the impact alone should be death and devastation for you. But as the ultralight breaks apart on a tree and your body's impacted, it is surprisingly not nearly as painful and deadly as you would have expected.
We didn't die.
30 damage to both of you. In the case of some of you, that won't necessarily make a difference. As you hit the ground, you can see that your granddaughter does not have a single scratch on her from hitting just about every branch on the way down. Your grandfather has a couple of slight bruises and cuts that you can see are already closing up. He doesn't seem to be paying attention to them, nor aware that he even has them.
I'm just gathering together the weapons and strapping up.
You do much better. As the further range, they're only able to hit the fuselage. You weren't able to send you into a spin. But with the wind resistance catching up, the plane starts to slowly tilt. And then you hit trees, bounce, hit a ridge, and your stop isn't as traumatic and instant as theirs against a tree. It's more slide, drag, bounce, and skid to a stop. But you have no idea where they are.
That's okay. During that time where we're avoiding trees, I want to make sure that I get my speech across during that. I say, "Wow!"
He does. He
It
really
is
does.
exceptionally loud, but also not the first time you've heard him make that exclamation, but the first time not playing a video.
I was going to say,
game.
it's the first time not through headphones.
Yes, every other time you always just were able to quickly hit the mute button and block it out. But
Tell you, my hand.
Oh, but before I scream, I say headphones. Having been through this once or twice.
Okay.
So cutting over to the two of you first, you're gathering your gear and finding the bits of it that were scattered about, strapping it on, getting it into place. When Miss James, will you go ahead and roll a check against your empathy over there for me, would you? Please.
Yes, I will. Alright. Using my 10s.
Using your tens.
Against empathy, I beat it by 1.
Beat it by 1. You feel nearby excitement, anticipation, a little bit of fear, a little bit of anger. It's like somebody's about to do something.
Okay.
1, 0. And automatic weapons fire opens up. I gave you 5 seconds to do something.
He did.
Unbelievable. Alright.
It is as though someone has prepared a welcoming party for you.
This
I
is
mean,
a
they shot
bad
us
party.
down, so.
This is a...
Pardon?
I said they shot us down, so,
Mm-hmm.
great.
That was more of a welcoming
Can I
initiative.
use...
Not yet. Let me get some
God.
fire. We would do that right off the bat, but instead of warning you from the empathy, she kind of just felt the feelings and then got shot at.
I'm sorry, I was distracted. I thought it was this guy over here.
There's a lot of math in this table.
Interesting. All right, I have 2 successes against Bruno, 1 by 4 and 1 by 7. I have 1 success against Andi by 7.
Only one of those will hit Bruno.
So Bruno, I have a 20-point damage hit from automatic weapons fire as you are shot.
Can I dodge that at all?
Your dodge is included in that modifier. That's why they your dodge bonus of 6 meant that one of those did not hit because they must beat their score by 6 or more in order to hit you.
Okay.
You could have used a meta point, two
But
meta
you
points
could use 2
if,
meta
if we
points
had them.
If
But
we
we
had
have
any.
to increase your dodge by 4, and then they would have to beat their score by 10 to hit
Gotcha.
you.
Okay.
This is where I keep my meta points. If
And I
had
believe
any.
that the 1 by 7 hits you. So again, it's they are 20 point of damage hits, which I know in your case, Miss James, will not do anything.
I love armor.
Armor's great,
Armor's great.
And
But-
then we will roll
but it
initiative
makes
for
you
the
feel
2 of
invincible. Be
you.
careful.
Huh?
But it will make you feel invincible, so be careful.
So if
No, I feel
Bruno
that.
and Andi James could roll initiative at this
Yep.
time.
That's close.
18.
Okay. 19.
19 and 18, you said?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we've got Bruno, we've got Andi.
What direction is the gunfire coming from?
Just up the hill from you. It is though they watched your crash, like they had been waiting to kind of move down the hill. Took some good positions in trees, and they've got some decent tactical maneuvering to them. They're taking a good, well thought out. They're no Bruno Hamilton, but they know what they're doing. They're not idiots.
Okay.
There's probably a dozen of them, maybe more, maybe less. It's hard specifically to tell because they're in, good camo for the region, and they're taking cover, opening fire on you.
And we're downhill.
You are downhill from them.
I'm assuming that I do hear
You
gunfire.
guys can hear the gunfire. This sounds fairly distant from where you are, though.
I hear
It
fairly
is
distant
not
gunfire.
close.
Okay. How far away are they?
Oh, you've got guys about 50 meters from your position, Miss James.
And how broadly spread out are they?
They've got at least 5 or 6 meters between each one. It's as though they've prepared for.
And how many do we count?
You guess about a dozen, plus or minus 2 or 3.
Arrayed more or less linear.
Kind of like almost in a half circle, as though they're trying to keep you penned in to a certain area.
I brought you a rifle too.
Ooh. Something you would know is a kill box.
Yep.
Okay.
They're moving quick.
Great. In that case,
Thank you for the memory, Voodoo Lou.
I am going to rip a tree out of the ground.
You're going to rip a tree out of the ground.
Yes.
And?
Presumably a large one. Is what I'm imagining. I'm imagining fucking redwoods, dude. To
Desert redwood.
Desert
Yes,
redwoods.
The elusive
Damn
desert
it.
redwood.
You said trees, and
There are trees.
We can't see them.
Well, I just looked at pictures of Jarbidge, and so, there's some decent trees around
There's some
Jarbidge.
Ponderosa pines, probably.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
actually a really fairly heavily vegetated area, but it's almost all uphill.
Right.
Probably a bunch of signs that say like Elko 120. Grab those.
Okay. I can't decide whether I
Wow,
want
that's actually true.
Okay.
Deer crossing.
Can't decide whether I want to throw a tree
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
make a bunker.
You know where Jarbidge is then, probably.
Yeah, kind of.
Wow, that's
My parents
awesome.
make cactus pizza.
It's a real place.
Okay.
I'm
all
impressed.
right.
So
Have to tell
19
different
is our
types of
first
trees
with
from
Bruno.
quite a long distance away. Oh, I'm first. Okay. So she's pulling a tree out of the ground. Where is she in relation to me?
She is within 3 or 4 meters of you. Like, you guys are just getting your
Left
gear
or
out
right?
of the rig. Behind you, kind of, to your left.
Okay. So we're gonna move left, find cover, get behind a tree, get down low, and target the leftmost of the soldiers that are coming at us.
Excellently done. All right. Make me an appropriate combat-based check to open fire. Oh, that is a really bad one.
Yeah, so that's a 10, right? So that's
Yeah.
18.
So I hit it right on.
Hit it right on, which isn't going to beat the dodge. So he's able to get behind that tree for cover. But you'll notice Bruno has more than one attack.
Great.
It's almost as though he is a combat-based character.
Almost.
Oh yes, he is a combat-based
Beat
character.
that one by 6.
Beat that by that grossly exceeds his dodge, and
Okay.
you hit him several times. Several of the rounds go around or through his body armor, but he
Good,
is
they're
still
shooting back.
standing.
That's what I was going for.
Yes, like the one in her hands. Which, speaking of, 18 is Andi James immediately next.
Her
Your
bark is
grandfather
literally
kind of pushed you along to get you behind this tree as you're pulling another one out of the ground. And wow, he's like an action movie star. Like watching him move, duck behind the bullets hitting it right next to him. He's not even flinching or looking away. It's
pretty fucking cool.
it's like watching one of the old 80s action movies. He's just totally nonplussed by the fact that there are people firing bullets inches from his head.
The inches are important.
I've heard.
But who's counting?
I'm just saying, my senior all-nighter was not fun. It was not fun. Huh?
Can't take you anywhere.
Legally.
All right. So are they? They're coming down the hill at us.
They seem to be in nice positions that they want to keep.
That they want to keep. Okay. Great.
It's almost like they have you where they want you.
So since we are now behind a tree that is not the one in my hands, I'm going to launch a tree at them.
Give me an
See if I
athletics
can't
roll,
take a couple of
please.
them. Yeah. Absolutely.
She's a Scottish Jedi. It's
Beat
a
it by
light
7.
cable.
Beat it by 7. You hurl this tree straight up through. Your granddaughter, your tiny, petite granddaughter hurls a tree
Diminutive.
50
Hit the
meters
button.
up a hill and hurls it at an angle that somehow doesn't hit these other trees. Just perfect. Passes between the little gaps. And as one of these guys rolls out behind a tree to open fire, the stump of the tree, the base of it, just takes him right in the face. And as the tree passes away, there's not a guy standing there anymore. You're not sure where he went or where that tree went after it disappeared behind there.
But
he's
took him
gone.
with it.
Wherever that tree is, there's a guy attached to the roots of it somewhere.
There's a tree
He
planted
is off
sideways
for
on
a
the side
while.
of a mountain with a
Nice
man
shots,
buried directly
girl.
under it.
It's very,
It's good
it's
fertilizer.
shocking. It's abhorrent.
All right, 14. I've got mercenaries on the ridgeline that are going to open fire on the two of you. I've got Bruno. Bruno again. Bruno again.
No,
So far, none of these are going to beat your dodge bonus. And Bruno again. None of them beat your dodge bonus, Bruno. Which, your granddaughter has the exact same dodge bonus as you do. Imagine that.
Hereditary.
Must be.
Super speed,
Also that.
just a badass. Super speed, just
Just
a
a
badass.
badass. True. And again, more and more rounds come down this hill, and not a single one from the top of the hill comes close. But man, they keep you really well pinned behind those trees every time you try and pop out. There's just bullets hitting, and that puts us at a 13.
Oh.
When from behind you, you hear the sound of electricity, I think is the best way to really describe it.
That's not good.
No, I need meta points.
Lightning strike hits you across the back, Bruno, for 40 damage and knockdown. You have been electrocuted. Cackling maniacally, stepping out from some bushes, is a very slight, small, dark-haired man, about 5'5", maybe $110. And electricity is flying from his hand straight into your grandfather.
Yeah, great. Wonderful. Excellent.
He yells something stupid like, "You're grounded. Otherwise, this wouldn't work."
That is beautiful, but no.
I kind of feel like this avatar is one that you should have had at some point.
Maybe.
And as this electricity hits him, you see your grandfather forcing himself to his feet.
Cool people need cool things to do. Hashtag cool rule.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Chad.
Chat.
Thank you, Chad. You
Even
reckon,
with
Chad?
all this electricity flowing into him, he grits his teeth and he starts to stand up, first into a push-up position, then to one knee, and right as he's getting onto his feet, an extremely powerful, large female, she's probably 6'6", 6'7", like an Amazon, maybe
so we're
250
close,
pounds, 260 pounds. She's fairly dark skinned, like a Pacific Islander probably. But she's flying through the air in the most graceful, perfect, like television flying kick, like you'd see from, a fighting game, video game. It's just completely impossible for someone her size and physique to just be flying through this kick that hits Bruno like a train and launches him more than 50 feet through the air into another tree. Another 40 points of damage, Bruno, as you are jump kicked.
Oh my god.
God.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, isn't that terrifying? And before we go into another round, I'm going to hop over to these guys.
Hey.
You have just heard gunfire break out and kind of turned your attention in that direction. As that happens, you can hear footsteps coming down the ridgeline really rapidly, quite a few of them. Looks like they're probably headed towards your position based on the sound of your crash.
We can hear footsteps. Are they wearing camo boots as well?
I don't know. You don't see anything. You can hear footsteps, though, of several individuals moving very rapidly and not attempting to disguise this movement at all. They're just hustling. It's almost like you crash landed in the wrong place.
Like wrong for them?
Right.
Okay.
So give me some initiatives, guys. They do not get to surprise and ambush you.
19, 21.
21.
That is the best initiative roll I think I've ever made.
10.
10.
It's the worst initiative roll I've ever rolled.
Amazingly enough, both teams of mercenaries had the exact same initiative score. And one more, also a 10. Wow, there are 3 people on 10 in that initiative count.
I'm one of them.
Yes, you are. So I am going to run both of these combats simultaneously, even though they're occurring in different places from here on out, as though they're a single round. It might get confusing, but we can all hang out.
Oh, you're not
for
doing
it.
a round here and then a round there?
No, we're going to do it all as a single contiguous round, mostly because there's that fun thing.
As long as you tell me what's going on at any particular scene.
Absolutely. I plan on confusing you, but not that way. I just wanted to get you guys in that initiative count. So let's go to Brony first with the 21, as he is the absolute highest.
Well,
Damn.
They are definitely up the hill.
They're up the hill?
The gunfire that you can hear that's distant is kind of off to your left a ways and
Okay.
down the hill from you.
how far away do they sound like they are?
You have really, really good hearing.
I do.
You guess maybe 30, 40 meters through the bushes.
30, 40 meters. But
Like
there's
they're
bush-
going to be within sight.
And there's bush cover.
There's bush cover and trees.
Cool.
They're going to be in sight within split second.
I mean, I'm going to aim roughly 20 inches above the ground, and I'm gonna fire at some knees using my video game skills of being able to hear and also, let's be honest, wall hack. So I'm gonna
It should be important to note that both of you still have a leftover boosted ability from previous episodes.
Oh, that's right.
So make sure.
So
I'm
you
holding on
keep
to that for just a
okay?
second.
Just, don't want you to forget that
Okay.
you two both have one.
I don't want to kill, because I know that's gonna upset him and he'll cry and I'll have to deal with that, and I don't want to deal
These
with
guys
that.
with machine guns, I mean, they're
You're cool with it?
They're shooting at
Cool,
us.
I'm aiming higher. I'm aiming at whatever about the average of a soldier is. Let's go 5, 6, maybe right around here.
And that would be DCM.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
That is quite the shooting, especially considering that you're very, very good. That is a critical success. You beat it by 8, and you also have multiple attacks. So you want to go ahead and make that other one there?
Oh yeah, I think I do. And yeah, that's not as good, but it's
But still
pretty
beat it
good.
by 5. You open fire in these bushes and catch 3 of these guys before they even clear brush to get close within range when you fire. They don't even know they're getting shot at before they're taking bullets across the
Yeah.
chest, face. It is not good. And what should be a dozen guys coming over the top of that ridge to open fire is only 9.
Cool. And then as my last bit, I'm gonna maybe dive behind what's left of the ultralight for cover.
Excellent. Behind cover. All right. Our next is a 19 with Bruno back at the other hillside. You have been kicked. You have been electrocuted. You have been shot. Make sure that you continue to every round adjust your score
Okay.
there, because that goes back.
Okay. So the person who kicked me is downhill of me
Which
50
one of y'all
yards or
kicked
so.
me?
Yes, she's landed. It looks really graceful, really video game, but like it's like the wrong body of a person doing those things.
Okay.
One doesn't match with the other with real world physics to you. It just shouldn't be possible for someone to fly around like one of those martial arts movies from the 90s, like a Wuxia movie or something.
And so
You just shouldn't be able to do
the
that.
little guy with the electricity is farther away.
A little further away and really close to your granddaughter, actually.
And he's not hitting me with electricity anymore at this point.
No,
because
you got
I
kicked away.
out of it.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna grab a grenade and throw it as hard as I can at the woman, the martial artist.
All right.
And then with my second attack, as the grenade's flying through the air, we're gonna pull out the machine gun again and take some shots at the electricity.
All right, grenade towards our ninja and shooting at our electricity person.
Only beat it by 5.
Only beat it by 5. Let me pull up my sheet here. Dodge bonus is only 4, so that is a success.
Okay.
The grenade lands right next to her, and it detonates. Hurling her through the air and into a tree, and should have just completely blown her to pieces and killed her, but she's getting up to her feet from that. And the shooting?
Machine gun beat it by 3.
Beat it by 3. That little guy with the electricity is quick, and he just ducks down behind some bush and rolls behind a tree, and their bullets just spray right alongside the trunk of that tree. 18, Andy James.
Sounds like a
That's
Is there still electricity around?
well, it's not actively going, other than what's going on that gentleman's arms who just ducked behind the tree.
Great.
And he was the guy that blasted Grandpa with it
Yeah,
just
I
a second
know.
ago. It seems to be coming out of him physically. It looks familiar to something you've seen before.
Yes, I know. Okay, great.
Emperor.
Um,
Return of the Jedi.
Right?
She's got a more
think
first-person
I'm
perspective of it.
going to use my boosted ability to get some Nurse Tesla out here. Because I would like to
Be immune to electricity?
be immune to electricity and be able to channel it. To do my bidding. So, yeah. Is there any way to know whether he is immune to electricity or if he just wills it?
Actually, in your case, you can roll against your soul score and find out a variety of things about almost any meta pilot.
Great, let's do that.
That's cool.
I'm just saying,
That
if
is super cool.
you shove AC through a DC circuit, it blows it up.
Well, there we go. Okay, well, so I matched it.
Matched it?
Well,
Alright, you are aware that this person is most certainly a meta pilot. He is weaker than you and not nearly as closely bonded. Seems to be bonded to a single avatar.
Okay.
His avatar is electricity based, and you think that he probably doesn't have much trouble with electricity.
Okay. But his buddy probably does. So yeah, I'm going to I'm gonna catch his lightning fists and divert them to shoot electricity where I would like it to go.
So you're going to pull electricity from him and shoot the electricity at whom?
At the woman who apparently cannot be killed with grenades.
Alright, give me a roll for power use, please.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Oh, keep in mind, because you're using boosted, that you get to use the 8s because you're using them as though you are Nurse
That's
Tesla for that round. You
Okay.
are Nurse Tesla for all effects and purposes of using that electricity.
Okay. So in that case, so I'm rolling against power use or rolling against.
Rolling against
safety?
power use, correct.
Alright. So rolling against power use, I'm gonna beat that by 5.
Beat that by 5. That is a success. You pull electricity directly from the arms, and he has this shocked look on his face, like he wasn't.
I shocked.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I had no idea.
He didn't know what
What-
was
what-
happening.
He had this look like you
He was
just made
super
him
amped,
punch
and
someone. Like you just made him punch somebody
He didn't
that he
expect so
didn't
much
even want to
resistance.
be punching. Yes, that was next. You stole that one from me.
Wait, what?
Thanks.
He was just jealous that you got the shocked one first.
Now I have no outlet.
Oh.
Thank you, Sharon.
Don't worry.
So good.
It's just a phase.
Oh my god. Okay, alright. Keep the jokes current.
Oh man, that was wonderful. That poor woman is just climbing to her feet from the grenade explosion,
Oh, goodness.
and then gets launched another 20 or 30 feet through the air, and then starts rolling down the hillside. You can't even see her anymore after you hit her from that one.
Is she toasty?
You have no idea, but you launched her quite some distance. She kind of got the almost the reverse of what she just had done to poor Gramps happen to her.
Okay, well, that's what you get.
Shocked and then kicked, in
That
her
is
case blown
what
up and
you
then shocked.
get. That is what you get.
We've got 14 next with these both groups of mercenaries who will be opening fire with automatic weapons. On Bruno. On Andy James. And on Brony.
Bruno's like Brony for bullets. Quick and pick her up.
And on Crash. Ooh, I have
target.
one good one. I have one success by 6 on Crash.
That 6 hits me, so.
That is a 30 damage hit from fully automatic weapons fire.
Okay.
Bruno's probably the least threat of the 4 of us, but looks the most threatening to the guys that don't know better. The ones with the guns.
You are a very large, powerful, dangerous-looking man. It's very true.
Strapped
What
with
is your
a
health
machine
at
gun, a
right
couple
now?
pistols, and a rack of grenades. So
What is your
After
health at?
14.
One. What?
1. His health is at 1.
Your health is at
He has
one.
1 health.
Yes, he has
One.
1 health. 1.
Fuck.
Yep.
Okay.
One health is
Right.
like all
and
health
I could
for
have
a
used
normal
the
human.
medicine. What was I doing? Okay.
The
That's fine.
gentleman who you just pulled
He's
the
looking a little,
electricity from is kind of just
cooked.
staring at his hands like he's trying to make something happen, but nothing is happening. And then, with one look at you, takes off into the bushes at a full run.
nice.
So I'd like to use.
And give me an empathy
Rogue
roll,
without
please.
even having to touch
Wild,
anybody.
wild and no.
You know, he fizzled
Give me
out
an
there. I thought he had
empathy roll, please.
potential.
Right, yeah.
How long have you been working on that one?
Not very.
10.
Oh my god.
No,
I'm
it
gonna
would have
beat
been
that by
good
2.
if I'd been working.
He was genuinely terrified.
Well, no shit. I am terrifying. But thank you for that information.
Of course. 12, she's not on the battlefield anymore, so we skip down to all 3 10s.
I'm a 10.
Oh, baby,
You're
you
first.
are.
First time.
It's okay. No, I'll wait.
You'll go-
I'll go
okay.
last.
You will go last. You're choosing to go last. All right.
Yeah, if they're gonna hit me with bullets, I'll go last. Give me-
Not to say,
Oh,
but
that's fair.
the 2 meta pilots you can sense coming down the hill with them get very close.
Neat.
They're definitely going to do something.
We got 2
one
on the
of
way
them-
down that are pilots. Watch out.
2 that are pilots?
2 pilots coming.
Are we 100% sure that these pilots know what Tom's deal is? Do we know that they know?
I just assume Tom uses everyone
Yeah. Pretty much.
and make you think he's your friend, but he's not.
That's really sad.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't mean to make you sad, Brony. Bullets
It's a
coming
long
this way.
line.
Friendship is
It's
magic.
a long line.
One of them stops out of sight. You can sense him, but you can tell that he's not moving forward. And you can see like all the trees and branches and limbs are just slowly moving your direction.
Oh boy.
And while that is happening, a second individual steps on top of the hill. The guy looks like out of a college recruitment magazine, you know, just total Ken doll face. Yeah, even has the hands on his hips as he puts his foot up on there. He just bleeds pompous arrogance as he looks down
Well,
the
at
hill.
least he's already bleeding.
And as he's looking down the hill, one of his eyes glows a bright red, and a beam of energy flies from it straight towards you, Mr. Jackson.
What the?
And that is going to succeed by 4. The laser eye is a 40 damage hit.
Okay, well, he missed me.
Not going to do it then. All right.
Got the dodge bonus of 6 today. Yeah.
And that puts us to you, Crash.
But he just shot a very hot laser at me?
He shot a very hot laser from his eye.
Well, okay, that would really hurt.
You're doing like the Neo thing.
I think it was no, because he's not really like dodging actively. He's like just kind of looking around, trying to see what's going on with everything. Laser shoots by his face. Ah!
I mean, at that point, you're dodging the aim, not the laser.
So the
'cause it
really
is
the only
speed of
person I
light.
can see is Laser Eye.
Laser eye and,
And
the,
then the guys-
the
and
guys
there's-
with guns.
And the guys with guns that are shooting or getting shot by Brony horrifically.
Yeah, 3 of them got shot before they could even do anything. He did that move you've seen him do several times where he knows that someone's going to breach a corner on an online shooter and he just fires and they step into the bullet.
I've literally fallen for that several times. So
He's really good at that maneuver.
yeah. So
Provided I'm playing on my home machine, yeah.
so poor man Cyclops over there.
Poor man Cyclops.
He's like doing the captain. Is that what he's got his foot
Oh,
up
yeah.
on, foot up on the
So-
Put
stump.
up on there.
Is
So
he's
what
on a
we're
stump?
saying is
Yes.
there's a
Okay.
dangling target.
And these are like what kind of trees? Like ponderosa
Yep.
pines. So like even a really old one's only going to be about
Yeah, they are not particularly large.
trees. But he's on a stump of one.
Yes.
But I figure that stump's probably 1.5 feet tall.
Oh, yeah.
Probably 1 foot wide.
Oh, easily.
Probably easily weighs,
Oh, 200 or 300 pounds at
200 or
least.
300 pounds at least.
Just by itself,
Probably
not including any
somewhere
dirt that's
Just
attached
sitting
to the
there for
roots.
hundreds of years, going so slowly.
Yes.
So all that potential energy, that's kinetic energy now.
Oh god.
No.
Blast radius goes that way.
Okay. Because I don't want to just be a shadow in whatever mountain I'm standing near.
So you make it extremely small, yield nuclear blast, is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, nuclear is a strong word and hard to say for Republicans.
It's true.
So, yeah, I mean,
back in Wasilla,
think of it like just like a wood bomb. Just a
Wood bomb.
Wood bomb. It's a bomb made of wood.
No one's gonna touch that.
That was my
No one's gonna
driver's
touch
ed
It's
instructor.
fine. It's fine.
Really, no one should touch
James
a wood
Woodbomb.
bomb.
You never know what might
Which
come
is
out.
a redundant name. It's wood tree. I don't even get it.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
All of those years of potential. Give me a power use roll.
And
please,
again,
Mr.
I'm not
Jackson.
trying to murder anyone, so
Yeah,
I'm
you
also.
might be doing it.
Hold on. So no shrapnel, please.
Ah.
Okay.
So no objects will
You-
travel. This will include the individuals hit by the blast as well?
Oh no, they're organic material. I mean,
Okay.
anything that's hit by the shockwave is still hit by the shockwave. There's just no shrapnel from the tree. It'll just stay right there.
All right, so other things will still be moved by the shockwave.
Yeah.
Except the tree.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a power use roll, Mr. Jackson.
It's gonna have to be a good one. I'm gonna use a moment of clarity.
Using a moment of clarity.
It's
Thank
like
you.
if Westinghouse ran the Hallmark Channel. Everyone's moved by the shockwave.
And I beat it by 8.
Beat it by that is a critical
Part of the war machine,
success.
they kill a lot
So
of
not only are you able to detonate it, you're able to precisely control the detonation. There are now not 9 men holding machine guns at the top of the hill. Who knows
There are
where
now-
they are?
And guy who was standing all pompous, not standing quite
Not
in that
standing
same
there.
spot.
You don't really
Just-
see him anymore. He's somewhere.
Do we see him?
I'm just waiting for the rain.
No, you think he's probably within a couple
Oh,
hundred
crash
yards? Maybe.
Oh yeah, I mean, they probably knocked down a few trees that were standing. I don't imagine that it was a small little tiny
Right,
blast.
why did
It's
we
good
take
that-
the ultralights when we could have taken the train?
It's good that we've got a Tesla here for a Tunguska blast. That's
Checkpoints.
checkpoints.
Checkpoints, that's fair.
Probably military on board the train.
Any form of civilian travel of that nature in the region is not happening. Buses.
Sure sounds like
trains.
it is.
It sounds like it is, yeah.
That's because we're filming live at a
Did you
train
know the
station.
planet constantly generates kinetic energy in the form of its rotation?
Oh my god.
Yes, I did.
Hashtag hack attack.
Yes, we have discussed this one already.
But I'm not trying to go that route just yet.
Oh god.
Save the metaverse. Destroy Earth.
Wait, which metaverse are we in right
I
now?
mean,
Ours. Yes.
Home.
Don't do that.
don't do that. Yeah.
This is
mean-
where
No, but
keep
I
my
can still do a
stuff.
lot just with that energy. Like,
Yeah, it's yeah.
And Crash was last on that
Oh,
count.
you could solve.
So we're going to go back to the top with Brony at a 21.
So there
I
are
don't have quite that much juice. Unfortunately.
no.
You don't have anyone left to worry about at the present moment other than he claimed there was someone else that stopped up that hill. And those branches and trees, and they're all still definitely moving towards you. That hasn't stopped.
Oh.
But all the guys shooting, gone.
Okay.
The guy in the lovely pose, gone.
Lovely pose.
How fast are the branches moving?
Not particularly quick.
Should we run to our friends away from the
Yes.
branches?
They're that way.
Let's do it. Should we? Take
I look that way just to see if we can go that way.
Yeah. yeah.
It's a little rough going, but you could make it.
Wanna?
Hug me. Everybody's dead. It's okay. Big hug, and then we're just. We're taking
Oh, yeah.
we're taking a little jumperoo.
I literally just thought it was an emotional thing, but it was travel.
I was supposed
Yeah.
to make you think that.
Meanwhile,
While we're
because-
hugging, I just jumped.
Meanwhile, Tom gets a little bit petty and gets a satellite photo of exactly what's happening. It's all over the internet.
You ever jump from like a 6-foot height and land on concrete standing straight up? That's what it felt like. That's not fun.
All right,
Sorry,
you
I'm
guys,
still
I'm going
figuring
to
out
pull
the
you out
inertia
there.
stuff.
Let's go to Bruno at a 19 next.
And
All
one
right.
health.
Actually,
yeah.
2 now.
2 health.
Oh,
Hey,
healing.
buddy, you're good.
you're doing so good.
Thanks.
Is it exponential though? You might be in good shape.
I don't think it's exponential.
Oh,
Yeah.
because you know the checkerboard and the rice thing.
The fact that
That's
Gramps
true,
is
yeah.
even getting up is
Or the
beyond
pennies
you.
thing.
Astonishing.
Oh, did you guys see we have 3 meta points?
You do
Yeah, I
have
did.
3 meta
Ooh,
points.
how did that happen? Did you hear it? Oh,
Somebody overpaid for
We also have
Rule of
3.
Cool.
oh,
Yeah.
it was part of the rule of cool. Okay.
We also had, they didn't overpay. It's a good value. We also have 3 moments of clarity.
That's how I blew up a tree.
All right. So right now we have electrical guy ran away. So now I'm just dealing with the guys with the guns.
It's only guys with guns that seem to be left. Yeah, there was the other one, but she got blasted down the hill with electricity.
I
Right.
don't know how that happened.
So I'm gonna do a quick scan, make sure I don't have other threats coming in from behind or the sides, and then
You can hear some distant gunfire. It was rapid, but it stopped.
okay.
And you've
There's
got
also a
roll that looks
giant
little
explosion.
suspect.
And yeah, a really loud boom, but it just sounded off.
I
There
broke
was
off.
something
Okay.
weird about that explosion.
Which direction?
It's kind of from the same direction as the gunfire, off to your right.
Off to my right. Okay. So we're gonna move up the hill, staying in cover, and the guy that I shot first, is he still firing back or is he down?
He's one of the guys that's down.
He's one of the guys that's down.
There are 5 still up. There are 3 that have moved, so a total of 8 on your side that are still functioning. 3 that have moved position and 5 that are still up.
Okay. And when you say moved position,
They're out of sight.
okay, like they've moved farther away.
They moved where you can't see them in your current arc, your line of sight.
Okay.
Like they're taking another good move and maybe trying to get into a good position to fire from again.
All right.
You have been disrupting their kill box and standard procedures to keep you inside of a kill box, even if it means dividing up the squad.
Okay. So what we're gonna do then is the nearest one to me, because I was first targeting the one that is the leftmost as
Yes.
I look up the hill. So I'm gonna go to the next one that's still in position that I can target and find. And I'm gonna go into the grass or shrub or whatever I can to maintain as much cover as possible. Try and get around to an angle, and we're going to pull out the pistol, put a silencer on it, and try and take him out with a silencer, and then replace his position.
All right, you're only going to get 1 attack because of the combined action, but absolutely.
And actually, I want to use a moment of clarity to make sure this works.
Moment of
So-
clarity used.
Called shot to the head then.
Yeah, exactly. 1 shot, sniper.
4.
So that's a 4, so that beats it by 14.
That is a critical success,
Yeah, with
and
the called
automatically
shot
a
that-
critical success.
Even with the
a
call shot, that still beats it by 10.
So it's a critical on an automatic critical. There is nothing left inside of this skull.
Okay. And then I'm going to move into his position and take up his weapons.
You take his position. Andy
Don't wear
James.
his helmet, it's
I am
dirty.
going
put his helmet on.
to.
You've lost track of Grandpa.
Oh, I
There's
have.
nothing left inside of his skull. He now
He was
starts
laying there a
defending
second ago,
Zack
then he
Snyder
took
movies.
off up the hill a ways, hit some bushes, and then disappeared.
Sorry.
But he was moving right
You look
towards
like you
those guys
handled
with
yourself.
guns, like he did not
Geriatric
care.
ninja.
The dude did not care that he was bleeding, broken
should I roll a
ribs,
stealth check as
fractured
well?
skull. Yes, you should. And he looked like absolute hell and was still
Beat
moving.
it by 11. So, yeah.
And he's just gone. You can't even hear him, but you can
I can feel
emotionally feel him.
Yeah.
You feel Grandpa. You know he's there.
We feel a little bit of worry for you, but mostly just basically doing the job, gonna get it done.
Great. Does doing
Go
the job
America.
want to get it done? Would they like some healing?
Yeah, I don't know if you can
Great,
heal
I-
through the atmosphere like that. That's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean, I probably would need to be close to you, and that's problematic.
Sorry, nobody knows where I am now, so
I know.
I shouldn't
I
take much
know.
fire for a little bit.
God damn it. Okay. In that case, let's see. How close are we to our guys?
Oh, you're pretty close. I mean, probably 30, 40 meters at the most from anyone
Great.
shooting.
Great. I think it's time to 2 guns.
2 guns?
Yeah. Let Billy be my guide.
Let Billy. All right. Now that means that every time you attack is 2 attacks using those 2 guns because of your skill from Billy the Kid.
Great.
So you get to make 2 shooting tests. And if you
Right.
want to make a multi-action, split your actions, for example, and take a penalty, you could, and you would get even more.
Okay.
Rolls.
What's my penalty?
You could take a penalty of 2 and make 4 total attack actions if you wanted to, and you would take a penalty of 2 to all of them.
Great. Cool. Let's do that. Okay. Well, so I'm gonna beat that by. Oh no, I'm gonna meet it because of the penalty.
Meet it is still a success, but not enough to hit him with his dodge bonus.
Okay. Oh God. And I'm not gonna make that one.
All right.
I have a
Do you
vision
want
of
different
Andy
dice?
I do
leaping
want
through
different
the air,
dice.
drawing the
Thank you.
pistols,
You'll have to
firing the
suffer through this
pistols
roll, but-
as three little
alright,
grouse
alright,
come running out of the
alright.
bushes.
Nope,
You
thank
can
you.
use those.
Thank you. All right.
Those are the good guy dice.
These are the good dice. Oh, already better. Thank you.
What do we got on that?
Yeah,
Number
so I
three?
am going to beat that by 6.
Beat by
Brotherhood
6
dice
on number
is
3, which
looking
is
looking better.
most certainly a hit.
Okay, and then I'm gonna meet that one.
Ooh, it's purple.
Of the 4 shots, you managed to hit armor and the trees around it, but with the 4th shot, you are able to hit one of the individuals.
Okay.
He is not down, but he is wounded as we go to them at a 14.
I think it's grouse. I think you're like leaping through the air, firing the pistols, and like a family of grouse goes scattering around the floor.
I love that.
Instead of
It's like
dice.
southwestern
That's a
John.
dance,
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Oh, is there a John? Yeah, there is a. Okay.
There's-
Yeah,
yeah, there's a
taxes all over the
Got
John
it.
Woo motion with 2 pistols and everything.
Sorry, it looked like I was reading. I was zoning out. It's the only
Peanuts
time
and
I've had to
cyanide.
relax all week. So.
On
Little Andy James doing John Woo stuff.
3.
What do you call her? Chow Yun Thin?
Now, unfortunately, you are the only one the remaining gunman can see, so
I mean, Bruno's
all
pretty much
5
calling
of
her
them open
Supergirl
fire
from now
on
on.
you.
Me?
Right?
Great.
She
Yeah, they
fly,
can't see
she can
anyone
pick up a
else.
tree and
I
fire
have
people.
She can do
one
laser
success
vision.
by 8, which I believe is going to hit
And
you.
apparently also
Okay.
Rogue.
This is
Bruno
also,
doesn't know
again,
who Rogue
30
is, so that
damage
doesn't-
from fully automatic
Trans-
weapons
All
fire.
right, so
Doesn't really know who Supergirl is.
so that takes my armor.
Yep, so again, it pays to be bulletproof.
It does.
And that puts us next to an individual who's not on the map, and crash. For my benefit, you make a power use roll for your jump, and we're going to see how close to them you landed.
He saved every one of us.
My trajectory will be perfect. Yes, it's good.
It's pretty good.
It's good.
He's a goof.
I
You're
beat
not-
it.
Crash and Brony come flying down through the branches and trees from above in a nice deep hug.
One of my feet is out.
Aw.
It's not a hug.
Kick my
It's
foot.
utilitarian, okay?
Brony looks extremely surprised, as though he didn't anticipate the whole jumping through the air thing.
I did.
Oh, can
And
I
he's a
feel
little
what they're
pink, a little
feeling? Can I
uncomfortable, too.
empathy this right
Oh
now?
yes, very
Great.
much so.
Wonderful.
You can feel exactly
Okay.
what they're
Oh,
feeling.
I don't have to roll for that. Oh, buddy.
Which is mostly that you have a lot of embarrassment.
But he
Maybe a
kinda
little
likes
turned
it.
on.
He likes it a little bit.
He just doesn't
It's
want
more like
anybody
a-
to know.
I don't
Exactly.
really have a family, so.
Oh God, we're getting real.
Yes, you do.
Well, I do. Hey, what is it? Just land. What are you doing?
First real
What are you
hug.
Okay, so I land.
You land. There is gunfire going on. It looks like a group of guys are opening fire on Andy James. You see no sign of Bruno anywhere.
But he's that way.
You can feel him. You can feel him.
I've been doing this a long time. Well, there's people. How many people are shooting at Andy James?
5 are shooting at Andy James.
Man.
One of them not so well because he has bullets in him.
Right, that'll definitely stop you from shooting well often. Well, I
He's
should
not
probably go fight those guys.
That will mean, letting go of Brony.
Yeah, no, oh yeah, I let him. I understand that he has boundaries. I was just holding him to carry him, and now that our hug is over, so I let go of him.
Just the slight feeling of disappointment from Brony as the hug ends.
Buddy, it's okay. It's okay. Survive this, and you can hug again later.
I will hug again another day.
Who hugs and runs away?
But these guys are all—they're all bulleting my friend. So
They are, and several of them are hitting her, but it looks like Andy James is bulletproof.
She's doing some Titan. I know what that feels like. It kind of itches a little, huh?
I mean, she's
Yeah,
flinching right
it's
before they hit, like
absolutely.
she's expecting something bad to happen, and then and then
I did that
nothing
for like the
happens.
first year.
It's weird. It kind of like it tingles, but it's also, you know.
Your reaction to it is more of you doing it, jumping like when it hits you because you're expecting something really bad, but nothing bad.
So I
is
look
happening.
like a cat in the rain.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You'll get used to it.
Great. Great.
All right, well, I'm going to go kung fu some of those guys.
There are 5 of them opening fire.
All right, yeah, no, I'll just stroll right on up to them while they're shooting, start punching people in the face.
The Kid Titan method, I see.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, if they want to shoot at me, I'm happy to have them shoot at me.
I'm also happy for that.
Proceed, sir.
Okay. I'm going to try 2 attacks
All right.
so I can hit 2 of them.
Potentially more with critical success.
Indeed. So I will make sure to line them up so I can get maximum domino effect.
Go.
Attack number 1 is not great. I did not hit anybody.
Oh.
Attack 1 is
But the
terrible.
comedy value was incredible.
Whiff!
You're a little distracted watching Bulletproof Andy James. I mean, it's weird to be on the other side of seeing this rather than being the person experiencing it.
Right.
It's probably.
I've never seen anybody else get shot and not get hurt before,
Yeah.
so I think it is pretty
It's
cool.
pretty cool. They're
So as I'm
bouncing off.
as I'm missing with that haymaker, I'm just gonna like spin all the way around and bring the elbow back in, and just go for the same move. And a moment of clarity that. Oh wait, no, I'm not gonna moment of clarity, but I will spend 2 meta points. Which means that because that's a 9, so I beat it.
4.
Yeah, 9 minus 4 is 5, so I beat it by 11.
Beat it by 11 is a critical
Yeah.
success. You
And
not
that's-
only hit this guy.
And that's 60 damage on regular damage, so
You not only hit this guy, but the hit snaps his chin up, breaks the neck, and launches the helmet that he's wearing from the top of his head into the guy behind him, shattering his nose.
Quick power usage roll. And a moment of clarity, that power usage roll, just to keep that helmet going.
Moment of clarity used. Power usage roll, please.
And that helmet is a nice, big,
No.
fat bullet.
Oh.
What do we got?
Beat it by 8.
Beat it by is also a critical success. You propel it, and it kind of bounces it's like skipping a rock, but breaking a nose and fracturing a skull to breaking a nose and fracturing a skull to breaking a nose and fracturing a skull.
Boy.
And 3 of them are laying on the ground.
And then I crouch into an unnecessary superhero pose.
It is quite the glorious, unnecessary superhero pose.
I
Brony at a
tried
21, we were at the top of
Flex,
the order,
dab,
sir.
evade.
How many are left?
There are 2 men that are still left standing. They probably aren't going to be there for very long if they have any choice in the matter.
Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and go for it.
Not give them any choice in the matter. I like the way you work, Brony.
Yeah. All right. So. Oh my God. Yeah. So I beat it by.
God.
I beat it by 11, 12.
Beat it by 12. Oh,
First one.
all right, that is also a critical success.
Second one. Well, I still beat it by. So that's 16. I beat it by 2.
Your first shot is so perfect that you're kind of still marveling over it after you shoot him right through his eye and out the back of his head. It kind of distracts you on the second shot, and you only wing him. You're
Yeah.
really marveling at the right through the eye. That was right through the
You're looking
eye.
around for somebody to be like, did you
Through the eye while he was aiming at me. Down the sights of his
Okay,
rifle.
I quickly scribble my username and the date on a piece of paper, and I take a selfie with the eye shot. I'm gonna get some points out of this, man. If I don't get fake internet points. What's
Bruno, 19. There is
I think you
one
can probably get a
gentleman
murder one
still
rap out of
standing.
that.
He looks like he's about ready to try and cut and run.
delete?
Okay, so I'm going to use my covert operations skill, and I'm going to the body that I have here that I took out. Check into his comm gear, figure out if I can get on radio,
Absolutely.
and
you
find out what's going on, how many people are here, what's the conversation.
Most of what you pick up in the immediate couple of seconds is someone keeps calling for various call signs, like he's trying to get people to respond and no one is answering.
I'm going to answer one of them.
Oh God.
Copy.
Wow.
Situation.
Not looking good.
Talk to me.
All but 2 down.
Pull back to secondary positions.
Copy. And I'm gonna look for the other guy, see where he's headed.
The one guy's not gotten a chance to run yet.
Okay.
Andy James, 18. You are next.
I am next. Okay.
There's only one of these poor guys left.
And he is suffering, I assume.
He has managed actually to not be hit by anyone so
What?
far, except for Brony, who just winged him. The first time he was the one that got missed by bouncing helmets. Everything just seemed to go around this guy. His luck was going great until Brony shot him.
There's also some weird poison ivy shit coming this way. Just a heads up. Okay, thanks.
Go on. Okay. Where is he?
Probably about 15 meters from your spot. You moved fairly close to him in the last round, doing your John Woo bit.
Great. I think what I would like to do is run at him at speed.
At
Get
50
him-
miles per hour?
Yes. And kind of get him right in the throat and down.
So you're telling me you want to do a 50 mile per hour choke slam?
You might
Yes.
be able to take his head off that way. Be careful.
Be careful.
All right, give me a
Yeah,
fighting
make sure it
roll
comes
for a
all the way
50
up.
mile per hour choke
Okay.
slam.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. You don't want to have to pay for the rest of his life for the convalescent.
Right? So do you want to? No, we're kind of low on things, so.
Full paralysis.
You know what? I'm gonna use my +4.
Using the
and,
+4.
Well, am I doing that? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Not doing that. Okay.
That's a whiff then.
You can enhance your skill by. Oh. You
Oh,
can use 2 meta points and your bonus and do it by 8.
I could do that. I'm gonna do that.
So you're going to use 2 meta points?
Yeah.
But there's only one in the store.
Fuck. There's only one.
You can't use 2. There's only
use two.
one.
Ah.
Yeah, your Andy buff, what does that do? Is that helpful?
Meet.
Maybe it's I get 5 actions, so I can try it again.
That's true.
Meep beep.
Meep
Gonna
beep.
use meep meep?
Maybe
All
it's
right.
something.
That's a lot of actions.
That is true. But
5 actually.
So tell me about these 5 actions
Favorite
that you're
regret.
going to
Okay.
do to this poor guy.
to this poor guy, I feel like I'm gonna split my actions up actually, because it's going to be a choke slam at 50 miles per hour. But then I would like to use a meta point to use some angel skills and practice the medicine on my grandfather to get him some healing back. And,
So choke slam and healing. We are being
Yes.
very ambitious.
We are being ambitious.
All right, give me a fighting roll and a power use
Yeah,
roll,
I-
please.
I might use a moment of clarity. Yeah, I'm gonna use
You're gonna use a moment of clarity, and you use that meta point to use angel. All right, so
Okay.
those burn
Yeah.
those. Give me the
Sorry.
required rolls, please.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So, what am I rolling against?
You're gonna make a fighting for the
Okay.
choke slam and a
Cool.
power
So
use
I'm
for the
gonna
healing.
Beat that by 2 for the fighting, and power use. What is that? Is that a 1?
It's a 1.
That's a 1. I'm gonna beat that by 6.
Beat that by 6. Power use is a success. You choke slam this gentleman. You barely catch him. That close. That attack was fairly close to missing. 2 happens to be their dodge bonus, so you just catch him. The whole being 50 miles an hour on foot is really hard to avoid. And the impact is devastating. The entire throat area of this guy is crushed from the impact. The spine is probably broken. He is most certainly dead. And in that same burst
Right on,
of
you killed somebody with your bare hands.
50 mile an hour speed, you close to your grandfather, Bruno, and heal him for 40 points of health.
Nice.
So now he has 41 health.
42.
43.
43 now.
43 now.
Oh.
All right.
Very well done. There are no more active threats at the present moment.
Before my
Again.
granddaughter took him down at 50 miles an hour, could I tell the direction the guy was heading?
It looks like he was going back up the hill towards Jarbidge.
Okay. Using my covert operations knowledge, I want to try and estimate based on the terrain and where we are, where secondary positions might be roughly.
All right, give me a covert operations roll.
I'm sorry. Did you want that guy alive? I'm sorry. That's my bad.
It's alright, it happens.
That's my bad.
Okay, that's a 4, so that's beat it by 9.
You are certain that they're probably going to be just outside of the tree line, inside of Jarbidge, would be where you would set up. Use the tree line as your barrier. As soon as anything breaks from that tree line, tear it into itty bitty pieces. They probably have set some kind of perimeter traps, maybe tripwires, landmines. You know, you would do all of those things and more if it was you in this position.
All right, I pass that information on to you guys, and I keep the radio on me and keep the earpiece in so I can be listening to what they have to say on the radio, so they lose their communication advantage.
There are several check-ins. You hear various
Means
people
if
just
any-
calling themselves by a name. You know, Johnson and Jones.
Did they call a retreat on the radio to secondary positions?
They did. They're moving to secondary positions. I'm not sure there's anyone left to move to secondary positions. but
Yes.
That was the retreat.
We share the info
The
about
trees.
the pilots as well
Oh, the
with
trees.
everyone.
That means that the trees are moving back too?
Where you landed with him, there were none of the trees were moving around. Once you jumped away, it seemed as though you were beyond whatever range
You
that
had
was.
trees that were fighting?
There's a tree that was trying to fight us. Lots of them.
Yeah, there was also a one-eyed guy with a laser beam kind of
He's
thing
gone
going
now.
on. We don't know.
Okay.
I let him take a little trip. He's looked tough. He'll probably land.
He's probably
okay.
2 zip codes
You
away
asked
right now.
him
So,
to leave.
well, Nevada probably.
He's brain.
Did we see the guy with the electricity or the kung fu woman disappear, or?
They have disappeared. We don't know where they are.
Okay.
No idea where they are.
So there may be a few then. So it looks like all the
Yeah,
non-superhero people have all been taken down, but there may be the superhero people maybe falling back to secondary positions as well.
Superheroes are good guys.
He's got a point.
So what do you call people that
Just
can shoot electricity out of their hands?
Super powered people?
Super powered people.
Likely pilots. I think that's you in fact called one.
Pilots? Okay, pilots. So the pilots then have probably fallen back to secondary positions with the infantry.
I thought you said pirates.
I didn't.
I was very excited because either gold or free software. I mean,
I don't understand.
okay, cool. Let's go.
Okay.
Good, I'm not alone. That's good to know. All right.
Now what?
Do
What's
We
the
have to
plan?
go up the hill.
we have to go up the hill?
We have to get into Jarbidge. What? Really? Grab Grandpa.
Okay,
We'll go.
that's fair.
I don't want to walk up that hill.
All right, so
All right,
you're
group hug.
jumping and I'm flying.
Can you carry me and fly at the same time?
I have super strength. I don't see why not.
She can pick you up with one hand quite easily. It's kind of frightening.
All right.
I'm not jumping.
granddaughter
I'll
is
fly too.
Supergirl.
It's
It doesn't
okay.
even seem to be a strain for her to just grab you, pick you up. It's kind of like picking up a coffee cup.
Because you're a lousy mug.
All
Okay.
right. I could
Flying
get
up
used to
the
this.
hill.
This time I won't make him hug me. I'll just like take him by his hand.
You wanted the hug.
Coincidentally,
Someone just
flying
Richard
up the
Donnered us.
hill is a great way to avoid tripwires and landmines.
Great. Good to know.
That's exactly what I was thinking. He wasn't just lazy.
Right. That was
100%.
me too. I
That's
wasn't
what I was
lazy
thinking.
either.
I just went to KFC.
none.
That's-
And I would assume you're stopping short of breaking out of the tree line into Jarbidge.
I think, yeah, we want to position ourselves into like the edges of the trees so we can scout the scene.
Remember, you
figure out
can
what's going
see
on.
what you would call the town, but that's really stretching it. Town of Jarbidge. About a half-mile main street comes through, with 3 side streets off of it. There are
All of which have churches.
small homes. None of them anything modern or new or anything even in the past several decades. Several of the homes are smoldering ruins that are still smoking. There are a couple of like crashed vehicles in the street.
You've been to Nevada. Okay.
A couple of crashed vehicles in the street. Some of them look like people were trying to load their possessions up into them, and then something happened. There are no visible people that you can see anywhere, and you don't see a Joe's Diner either.
What?
Great.
There's not even a Joe's
So
Diner?
creepy.
Yep, there is. You feel it. It's right over there.
Oh,
You just can't see it.
it's hiding. But it's here.
So we're playing hide and seek with Joe's Diner.
No, it's playing hide and seek with them.
So they don't know. So they're in town already, but they don't know where it is.
Well, I mean, they know where it should be. I don't imagine it'll keep them out forever. They're pilots too. They'll be able to sense it.
Now, Zenda was coming through. He probably has. Tom can access the military and that kind of stuff. So, Zenda's not going to be like having to fight the military to get through on the roads or anything like that, right? That's
You
our
would think
expectation.
not.
Okay. All right.
This makes a lot more sense than it did before.
What
Why
do you
we
mean?
went to all the other places?
Care to elaborate?
It was always going to be here.
Oh, so it had to be the last one we went to.
No, but by changing the other places, if the fight gets into the diner and then comes out of the diner, it'll always come back in the same spot. Because it can't be any of those other places.
Right.
This is our battlefield. This town.
Doesn't look like love.
And they
Baby, don't hurt me.
don't have any civilians here at all,
I know, I got it.
right?
Doesn't seem to be. It seems to be a completely abandoned.
Yeah, it looks like any civilians that were here have either been executed or escaped.
Huh.
Well, that's dark.
I don't see a lot of bodies.
You don't see a single dead body.
So let's assume evacuated. But
Unless there's fresh till earth.
we still have those
graves, but that's
however many SWAT guys there are or whatever. I know they're not really SWAT guys, but I call everybody with machine guns SWAT guys now because we've been attacked by SWAT guys so many times. And I'm pretty sure we didn't kill all those pilots. Because they're still around.
So, does that mean that there's some pilot that can do like an illusion spell? Are we actually seeing the real thing, or is this some kind of a mirage?
Andy, can you feel it? The diner?
Give me an empathy roll, Miss James.
Yes.
And yes, you can sense the diner itself, Miss James. You can sense that already.
Okay, so I'm gonna beat my empathy roll by 4.
By 4, there's scattered emotions throughout this town in various places. You can't pinpoint where they are, but there's a mix. There's some of that like anticipation, excitement sort of thing that you felt just before the ambush in some spots. There's a couple that you feel, one feels very confused, like extraordinarily confused, and one feels a sheer terror, like abject terror.
Okay. I have people who are excited to meet us. I have people who are terrified.
And
Does
someone
it
else who's
feel-
very, very angry.
And somebody who's very, very angry. Okay.
I forgot.
And
the dog.
somebody who's very
It's not
confused. Is it the same terror as the electricity?
No, it is
guy?
something big.
Different
Like
terror?
it's like child screaming freak out terror. It's like this person is whoever they're barely clinging onto their sanity, if they even are.
So maybe we should go find confused and terrified. Neither of them seem to be part of whatever's going on necessarily.
No, they are.
They are?
They have to be.
Well, but are they part of it against us, or are they part of it?
Probably.
Well,
How did you feel when you had to try and kill all of us, Andy James?
Terrified and confused.
All right, from our
But
vantage
that
point.
also means that if somebody is being used, we need to help them.
All right, from our vantage point, we don't see a single soul. There's nobody positioned on rooftops. There's no sign of anybody coming in on the roads that we can see so far.
From that really successful covert ops role you had before, you anticipate that they probably expected it to take you a moment to get up the hill rather than the rapid transit of flight. And they probably also expected someone to hit at least one of those mines or tripwires on the way up, which would be a very audible warning system towards anybody who was preparing to attack. And it would also give you a great idea of where they might be coming from.
They certainly weren't expecting us to attack from the air after we crash our planes.
Very much so. You believe that at least for the time being, the element of surprise is in your favor.
So we're like 30 feet up in the air or something like that in the trees, right?
In the trees, yeah.
Okay. obviously this isn't the only hill that they could have predicted we could have crashed on, so I'm assuming we could have been
Jarbidge
coming
itself
from a
is
different
kind of
direction.
coming up to a flat, and then behind it is just a massive mountain range heading into Idaho, where all the mines are.
But like we're like on one side or in the middle
Yep.
or whatever, so there's areas around that are hundreds of yards from us.
Oh yes.
So
There's
I
a
wanna-
lot of ways to come up the ridgeline into Jarbidge.
So maybe we trigger a landmine or something, set off an explosion at a distant location that I think we've circled around, and we can see if we can get any action.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Kind of thing. Like,
So I'm gonna take a grenade. I'm gonna pop the pin. I'm just gonna throw it as hard as I possibly can.
Wait,
in
where
that
do
general direction.
where do you want it to land?
Well, I just throw it by the time you ask. But
Well,
Downhill.
stop it. Where do you want to?
get over there.
No, I've got it depressed. You're fine. Where?
now once the fuse is started.
As far as you can over on the opposite flank.
This weighs 2 pounds. I can throw it really, really far. Other side of the town?
Yeah, other side of town.
Give me a power use roll.
So it just like hovers in space when he points at it like that. Like
Yeah,
it's
he
left
kind of
my
just
hand and-
stopped it.
That's
But
terrifying.
man,
Right on.
before it left your hand,
I mean,
you swear
it's
that
wrong dice.
No wonder it was so easy.
Oh no!
Ouch.
So-
Reroll? Do we have a reroll anything?
Oh, and you do have a modifier of 10 still hanging.
Yeah, I'll use it.
Using the 10, okay. Not only did he catch this thing in mid-fight, but before it left your hand, you threw that thing probably 150 miles an hour. You've never been able to throw it, Mickey. Like you were going with everything you had, and when it released, it was like a rocket coming out. You should not be able to do that. That's not how things work.
Rocket propelled grenade. If only there were an appropriate acronym.
Like,
for
that was faster than
There
any major
isn't.
league
Nope.
pitcher
Just
in the
initials.
history of baseball could ever throw a pitch.
You're right.
And then the kid just, you still
don't
think of
pronounce
him
it?
as a kid, catches it in flight, and with a finger sends it halfway across the damn town, where it explodes. And moments after it detonates, you see another 24 of those guys in the gear come running out of some of the buildings, heading in the direction of that explosion.
Oh yeah.
And then from the rubble of one of the destroyed buildings, a tank bursts from it, rolling across the ground at full speed towards those bushes as well. Now what?
How's the tank marked?
It is most certainly a U.S. military tank, an Abrams tank. It has a little bit of scorch marks and gunfire on it, like it's seen combat already.
Interesting. Why has there already been combat here? That's what I don't get.
Can I go fight the tank? Oh, I'm the leader. I'm going to fight the tank.
We can leave the tank. We can bypass the tank.
All right, Crash, you're going to start it. Everyone give me an initiative roll.
Oh
Let's
my
do it.
God.
Oh boy, buddy. Not great.
Oh no.
Not great.
Oh.
6.
6.
That's with my bonus.
High score there, Brony,
Oh,
with the
even worse
6.
than I
Oh wait,
did.
let me make sure.
Hell
Yep.
yeah! Okay, sorry. Actually did good that time. 25.
25 for Crash.
16.
16 for Andy.
9.
9 for
I did
Bruno.
not roll well.
I've got 13 for that one.
I rolled
3.
Okay.
14 for that one.
I'm just fast.
I'm a gamer, so my initiative is really low.
15 for that one.
I'm not.
If I roll 16, you'd be hilarious. No, it's 22 for that.
God.
Oh yeah, I gotta make a few rolls. Hang on. That one is my worst one at an 11. He has the best modifier too. And that's all of those. And one more for there is...
Okay, so this is like totally metagame knowledge, but he wrote down Tom as one of the people that he wrote
Yes, I saw that.
What?
That scares me.
I'm going to, yeah, so my...
All right, 25 is our top. Sorry, 25 is our top with Crash Jackson.
Okay, so get them to the diner and I'll distract.
Okay, okay. I can do that. Follow me.
So we're floating in trees. You're holding on to me by like
Yeah.
my
Oh, that's
harness.
We're at the 25 first.
Um,
That's who we're
Oh,
on.
I'm going to fight the tank.
Crash Jackson flies
does he throw-
from the tree.
No, and
yeah,
I just like.
I'll catch you, buddy.
Yeah, I like. I like,
Gently.
I'm just used
got
to
two
it.
big
I'll just
guys that
float
chooses
Brony
flying
right
up.
over to where she is. Like, grab on. I can't hold him. And I'll just. Right towards that. I mean,
Flying through the air, high speed into the
I'm
tank.
going bullet speed. Like, I'm going from 0 to as fast as I can go. Just to see if I can give that tank a little shove.
Punching a tank.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, it's not a
It
bank,
rhymes.
but
It rhymes with banks, I mean, that's pretty close, yeah, and it's just... Will you go ahead and give me a power use roll, please?
Yeah, and there's like all those army guy types around it too.
Oh, yeah, well, they're a little from it, but near it, yeah.
You just want to roll those 8s so
I do
bad.
so badly every time. Power use, I made it by 7.
Made it by 7. You reach a speed of about 5,800 miles per hour in the span of a third of a second and impact with this tank with your arm extended, transferring all of the kinetic energy forth into this strike.
Cool. I'll activate Hacksaw.
As the tank explodes from the impact, individual pieces of the armor plating on the side launch from it and into these 24 running men, shredding arms, legs, heads, torsos, and everything else.
Do we see this? Like, does this happen fast enough that we have
So
like,
fast, yeah. Here's a moment from letting.
You turn an army
It
into
took
lard.
more time for Andy James to grab hold of and secure Brony than it took for Crash Jackson to reach that tank and impact with it.
Wasn't he the one that wanted us not to kill anybody?
Yeah.
They
Just
brought
checking.
a tank, dude.
And I didn't get to ride it.
I didn't mean to take that from you.
You say that a lot, don't you?
You sure do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no,
And then I-
usually I get to say I'm a
And then
rider.
I'm like, all right, enough with the minions.
Perfect. 22 is next. That's
The
going to be
minions, are you
Hutch.
tank police? That was a really far. That was too much of a stretch.
With your arms raised out, saying enough with the minions, is when a beam of energy, very similar to one you saw earlier, hits you directly in the back.
Ow!
40 damage.
Oh.
Okay.
As you are hit by Hutch, our next up is going to be a 19.
That is a pure energy strike, yeah?
Correct. Pure energy. It is, in fact, a laser.
Yeah, my armor doesn't work so good against energy attacks.
Oh.
At all, actually. It's
Our next one, I am going to, again, you are out in the open, so everything is coming at you for right now.
yeah, that's the idea.
This one, your armor will definitely apply if I can manage a hit. No, 19 is not going to come close, but I have 3 attacks with this character. 17. And 23. I rolled a 12 3 times in a row on that guy.
You really did.
I was gonna say the same die.
I still,
Each time.
So, surprisingly, the person who managed to, at more than a mile out, shred your ultralights to bits with a rifle can't seem to hit you at 100 meters.
I can see the bullets. I can feel the bullets coming.
Next up, we have a 16 with Andy James.
Okay. With one
Oh, good. Thank you.
in each
Fabian.
hand.
A laser is technically kinetic energy, yes.
How far above the ground?
That's
are
true.
we? Just drop me. Drop us.
Drop you?
But
No,
I didn't
30
see
feet
it
up.
coming
30
because I
feet?
couldn't feel it
30 feet,
moving.
yeah. Besides, I want to take you guys to the diner.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is
So
this a
with
date?
yeah, boys.
Flying
No.
in the direction of the diner.
That's creepy, but that's weird.
You need a chaperone. You're not
That's
trustworthy.
what I'm saying.
Again, you can't see it,
We're
but
not
you
dating
can
I
right
can
feel
feel
it.
it. So yes, with my dudes, one in each hand,
My
I'm
dudes.
going to.
I got a dude in each hand.
Fly. All right. You fly out
That's
over
how
the
she
town of
likes it.
Jarbidge in the direction of where
We're gonna
you
be defeated.
sense
Double
the
fist.
diner.
Someone on the ground is just gonna go, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands, and we're both dead. Yeah. Nobody can resist
We got a
that.
15 next as our lovely electrical friend is going to return to the fray. And you have just presented yourself as a lovely flying target, so I'm going to come
A
after
very
you.
fast flying target, I would like to point out.
Not faster than
I
a bolt
wouldn't
of
worry
lightning.
about it. You're not grounded.
Fair. Oh, God.
He is correct. The lightning strike is going to do knockback to you. In your case, it's going to mean you're no longer holding on to two individuals.
Oh, honeys.
So
How-
they both
how high
fall
were we by the
only
time she
like
gets there?
30 feet. I mean, that.
You're maybe 20 meters forward and still only about 30 feet off the ground. She didn't go up in elevation. She just went forward towards the diner.
Okay.
So the fall is not all that significantly harmful towards either of you, but it is rather unexpected. You do not take the 40 damage from the lightning strike, however, Miss James.
Sorry, say that again. I was
No damage.
You do not take the 40 damage
Thank
from
you.
the lightning strike.
I was just watching facts.
Exactly, okay, yeah. I don't think I got any damage from that fall.
Yeah. You probably like landed cool too. Roll.
We're
that
gonna do the
bit.
roll,
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruno's experienced at such things. The 30-foot drop is not really a big deal to him, especially considering
It's
that
slightly less than the
less
one
than the one
landed
that
in the-
destroyed
yeah.
his knee when he didn't have special powers. Now, Brony, the 30-foot fall is a little more troubling to you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the whole acrobatics, athletics
Slip
sort
of
of
the
thing
tongue,
isn't
yeah.
really your cup of tea. So you go ahead and roll against your body score, please.
You want to roll against my body, buddy?
I'm thinking about it.
I mean, just watching the way you handle those dice and.
I beat it by 1.
You managed to
Holy-
stick the landing.
What's your body?
6.
Oh my God.
Nice roll.
He's got the lowest score of any of us in that particular.
Yes, he is
By
probably the
5.
most out of shape individual you have seen, but he
No, I mean as
sticks-
far as just this group of pilots. I mean,
sticks a perfect landing. It's pretty impressive to watch, honestly.
didn't even drop his gun.
I didn't see it, I was busy rolling.
It's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive, you know. Especially considering that you thought that you would come up to your feet and see him, you know, face planted. I know he's in position, gun out, and everything.
Sun's out, guns out.
He is very much not living up to be what you expected.
And he's looking super cool about it, like he meant to do that the whole time.
All right, our
kids,
14
all
is up
Power
next.
ups.
Hey, our
That was
ninja
actually
is
a skill
back,
too.
and I really want to kick you again.
Yeah, but I can see it coming this time.
Oh, can you? Will you read that out loud to us, would you?
Yeah, I won't get fooled again. Bruno's special ability is that he can only be the victim of an attack or trick from one opponent once.
So as the flying kick comes in perfect ninja fashion, you duck right under it, just pushing her right over the top of your head. And you get a nice close-up look of her extremely surprised face. Like this has never, ever, ever happened.
Nice.
14 down. That's going to put us at an 11 next. Oh boy.
Oh no.
Fun time.
That one starts with a T, ends with an N, and has
Oh, no.
in the
Tim?
middle.
Yep.
All right.
Oh no, in the
And
middle.
has oh
That's
no.
It's
so
Droom
accurate.
Droom. It's
From
a terrible
one
YouTube
of
channel.
these other destroyed-looking house wrecks, another one of these tanks
no.
bursts out. The turret
Yeah, Tatum. It's Channing Tatum.
turning and firing a shell straight at Crash Jet.
Oy.
Can you cover your nipple? Just a little, buddy. It's just staring at me.
Not on camera. That's all that matters.
You look over your shoulder, and just over the top of your head, a 120 millimeter shell flies by. Without your control of kinetic energy, it would have torn your head clean from your body just from having it within that proximity of you.
Yikes.
It missed, but that gunner, if there is one, was very, very, very close to hitting you.
Don't appreciate them.
I am also going to target you.
Great.
Power use. Excellent. Miss James, you will be now using 12-sided dice instead of 10-sided dice.
You use a what?
Why?
You feel your powers draining away.
No.
How dare they?
What?
Wow.
Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. Mm-mm.
Somebody else has got your powers. Interesting.
Bruno is next with a 9.
Okay. I'm gonna need some clarity and some meta points, like stat.
All right, so we just had the kung fu girl.
Yeah, you
coming after
totally
me.
countered her entire
So as-
little maneuver.
In quick reaction to that, since I've just gotten up from falling, I'm gonna draw both pistols and shoot at the back of her head as she flies by.
Excellent. Give me the. Oh man. Oof. Succeed by 10. Critical success and a succeed
And second
by
shot
5.
is by 5.
The second shot you would just consider insurance, as the first one creates a cavity in her skull about 3 inches wide.
Nice. Well, I was doing the two-handed.
This was the
anyway,
pilot, or this was the.
The woman that
Kung
just jump
Fu
kicked him.
ninja. Yeah.
One
So
pilot
the
down.
theory
Which,
is
now that you're a little
that we are
closer,
killing pilots.
you very much
Sorry.
recognized her, Brownie.
Not intentional.
You swear that at one point when you were in the mess hall at the Project Metaverse thing, she was one of the people, one of the other competitors like you.
Sorry, dude.
6.5 foot tall Samoan woman.
Yeah, recognized her. She was very unpleasant to be around.
Oh, well, that makes everything better.
Well, I mean, a lot of us ate a lot of beets. Being honest, so
Cute.
nobody was really pleasant. to be
Brony, you're in 6 and next.
Yeah, I know it sucks. How many pilots can I see?
Everyone here. In addition to that, eye laser guy and electricity guy.
So I see 2 enemies: eye laser guy and electricity guy,
And a tank.
and a tank.
There's a tank still?
There is the one that missed you with the 120 stuff. It was almost like he had a plan.
Damn, that was well thought of.
I mean, so far it's almost like he knows your moveset.
I mean, it did recently change. But
Cool.
that particular stunt is not out of my wheelhouse at all.
What are you down right now?
Absolutely correct, AK. I love that.
What are you
I'm
down?
keeping that in my
Cyclops
notes.
and the shocker.
I'm not
I love
totally
that.
sure because I'm not sure like how
Except
long we
the
were
shocker
doing
didn't use
things, but
electricity. he
Somewhere
used
between
sonic.
40
I
and
know.
50.
Cool.
I'm more onto the discount Cyclops. That's just.
So we're pretty close because we got dropped together.
I
So,
called him poor man.
I'm gonna
Psych.
go ahead and target everybody. I'm gonna life drain everybody I can see and transfer it.
Life
Bruno.
drain, targeting everybody, transferring to Bruno. Oh my.
Cool.
So that would be using a hacksaw then? Or
It was
using
my
your
boosted.
boosted ability. I
Boosted.
see.
Yeah, which
Well-
was carried over.
Well, your boosted is really specific. So I mean,
Oh, you
but
let me use it
hacksaw
before.
is
Okay,
not.
I'll take yeah. Give me. There's not a hacksaw up there. And
Ah.
that's yeah.
Oh my.
Well, then I guess the only thing I can do is shoot.
You could shoot, or you could
Aggro,
drain a
right?
single
Not
individual.
hacksaw,
and-
That's hacks are yours.
Yeah,
Your
that's
choice as to what you
Pass
feel
on
is
the
Drain
best.
the Tom. Drain the
Well, I don't
Tom.
see a Tom yet,
I've told him what he's.
but there's a tank, and I don't even know what happens to the life drain Tom. I don't know what. I'm about to find out.
Do
I'm
you
gonna.
see a Tom?
I'm gonna life drain the tank.
You know, life drain a tank.
Well, whatever's in the tank.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
You hit that tank with your full force
16.
of life draining.
No, it's down
And
to a
there is
6.
not a single piece of organic material
In the tank.
inside of that tank. It's almost like something is making it pilot itself. I mean, who could control machines?
Hey guys, something's controlling the machine. Gonna put it out there. Think it might be Tom. He's in the tank. He knows our moves. Duck.
Okay, thank you.
6 down. We are back to the top at a 25.
Should've
with
tried
Crash
to
Jackson.
ping whack
But
the damn
what
tank.
I would really like to do. Oh no, I think I'm gonna wait one more turn. Next turn we're gonna do that rule of cool. I'm just warning you ahead of time. We're gonna go through this round, then do a rule of cool next round. Brace yourselves. You get warning.
Great.
Warning.
Start us off, Crash. Survive a round, then do a rule cool.
All right, who's here?
You've got the electricity-powered looking gentleman, the guy who fired the I-beam at you, a tank.
I-beam guy. I'm not fond of him.
Yeah, he did just hit you a second time. And
And
on
it
top
hurt.
of that, he looks like all the guys when you were much younger that used to pick on you. Like
That's okay.
back in the school days era, you know.
Yeah, I'm mad at him.
So he's dude bro I-beam guy.
Very
he's
much,
got-
dude, bro.
Okay.
He might not be bad. I don't know. Andy, James didn't tell me if he was bad or not, so I don't know. She always knows.
She does know who's good and who's bad, if she wants to.
Oh shit. Okay.
But since I don't know, can't very well have him shooting lasers at me every round, because that hurts real bad. So, it's time for my bag of tricks. And by tricks, I mean ball bearings.
Oh my.
And we're just gonna go, anywhere below the thighs.
They're for kids.
Just, I want shredded meat.
Ooh.
You make a power use roll.
There might be like one guy in there that's not going to be really happy. He was before this.
He's already got a cyber eye. We can just put new legs on him. Which he
Laser
will
legs?
need. He will certainly need those.
What do we got?
I beat it by 7.
Yes, he will certainly need legs. There is flesh rips away as it hits him, and he seems to absorb a little bit of the initial onslaught. Like he's got some kind of armor or protection built into him, but then flesh rips away, and in less than a few seconds, there's a gap above his knees where huge chunks of the flesh are gone, and you can see the bone coming through, and one of them is most certainly a compound fracture, and collapses dead from shock.
Oh, dead.
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 That's not what I was going for.
Dead from shock.
Guy Stone, man on the ground, here with a hashtag news flash. Our
Right.
big town heroes are in combat and it seems the enemy keeps droning on in these tanks. This reporter found a hashtag Brony buff in the desert. Back to you in the studio, James.
Thank
Nice,
you.
Thank you for the brony buff.
Thank you.
Let me pull out a news flash for you guys. Here we go.
Aggro.
News
I might have
flash.
to make that.
FBI terror suspect Patrick Leibowitz O'Kelly was apprehended yesterday in Phoenix, Arizona. Leibowitz O'Kelly is wanted in connection with the bizarre events involving the robotic Winnebago attack in New York City and is a person of interest in the Project Metaverse tragedy. He was taken into custody by Special Agent Elizabeth Foster, a decorated veteran FBI agent.
Patrick Leibowitz O'Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
You know Leibowitz O'Kelly?
Didn't know that was his name.
Oh, yeah.
Crash, you just killed him. Very, very dead. Not on purpose, but still dead.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the traumatic injury kind of has an effect on people. After
I thought 'cause
25,
they weren't
we
sharp
have
that they wouldn't go all the way
19.
through, but they went too fast. I will pull back next time.
You're still learning.
I know.
Since shooting at you didn't work, and I managed to hit ultralights, and I'm going to go into hand-to-hand combat with Ophelia. Oh yeah, let me see if I can find a character sheet for her. Oh, right.
Do we have a stream? I think this
I was
probably
thinking
take care of
chat,
itself.
check and flood.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there we go. Yeah.
All you need to kill Ophelia is a.
Secondary.
Just be a moody, broody.
You don't even need the flowers. You just need a stream and a
From
bad
the-
boyfriend.
Yeah.
I think.
From nearby cover where
Man,
those
I've been dead so many
Just
times
like
by
every
now.
Twitch girlfriend.
From nearby cover where those first 3 bullets shot and missed you last round, a woman bursts forth flying towards her. She kind of looks very Valkyrie-esque, you know?
Like Valkyrie Storm?
Yeah, has that look about her, you know? Very like,
She looks like a hero.
very hero video gamey look to her, yeah. And she has a sword in her hand as
Oh,
she is
that's
flying straight at you.
Okay. That sucks.
Flight of the Valkyries.
And I have an 8 against 18, so I have a success there.
That is a
But
clear
with your
success.
dodge, it won't be a critical success.
True, you still beat me by 4 though, so that's full damage.
That is going to be, the sword is a 30 damage hit normally.
But,
It's 60.
that's what I
God,
thought.
Why?
Ouch.
Why?
I'm bleeding.
Yes, you are.
Ow!
Ophelia, we've got dead. And dead.
At least this is helping my initiative.
Electricity Man, Mr. Rufus Fitch. Oh, again, this is another
Can't
guy.
remember
Now
if
you've
Vance
seen him
mentioned
a
it
few
first.
times. You recognize him as another one of the guys from Project Metaverse program. He was another one of the competitors. formerly your competition.
They're putting us all against each other. It's like Big Brother, except for less violent.
I'm gonna blast you with electricity.
I literally just took a man's legs off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you literally just
Have you
did.
seen Big Brother?
Big Brother, but less violent.
I have 1 success by 4, which is your dodge, so I will hit you for 40 points of electricity damage. Andy James,
Yes.
you are up.
All right. So there is somebody coming at my friends with swords.
One coming with swords, an individual using electricity. There is a tank.
Which I feel obligated to ride.
So, swing that cannon at the electricity guy while you're riding that tank. And
I think that's an excellent idea. I am, however, on 12s, so we're gonna try.
That being said, rule of cool next round, so
That is true.
you might want to save the tank riding if that's where you want to go.
I mean, no, I don't want to ride the tank now. Riding the tank. All right, what do I want to roll against?
Are you going to ride the tank? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna ride the tank, and I'm going to
And ride it.
And do what with it?
force the gun to point at electricity guy.
All right, turning the gun to point at electricity. For that, how
AK,
about
she's
you
on
give me
12s. She got debuffed.
either power use or athletics, whichever you have higher. And yes, remember, you are on 12s.
Yes, I know. Okay. Sure. No good.
No, you just don't have the physical strength in you.
Which
you
is
feel
weird. I have
weak.
not felt that in a very long time.
Yeah, you feel really, really weak.
Okay.
Is that all we get from you?
It is. I think that's all I'm able
All
to do.
right, we move on from Andy to the tank.
Fuck.
Let's see. You're hanging on top of it. I'm going to drive it directly into one of these buildings and then out the other side of it and hope that that takes care of the passenger.
What is this?
Yeah. The tank that she's trying to ride, it's going to try and go through one of the still standing houses and scrape off the
Last
passenger.
Crusading. He's Last Crusading.
Yes.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of things like that in Last Crusade, so you can.
You hit the side of this building and plow right into it. But this tank is so big and has so much stuff on the outside that it's a really simple matter. Just move a little bit to the right, and then the tank
Dug a little bit.
The tank is what hits the side of the house and hits the rafters and bursts through. I mean, maybe if it was
So
like
that
something
was
closer.
So much fun is what I'm hearing.
It was really fun for you, but somebody's house is totally destroyed.
I mean, they don't live here
Oh.
anymore.
Well, I mean, not right this second, no.
No, not right at this
And I'm
second.
probably covered in plaster dust.
You are, and really old insulation.
Oh,
Not
no!
I'm going to die of asbestos.
That's right. Mesothelioma is going to take a superhero known
It's
as
okay.
Andy
It's
James.
okay. We know some phone numbers for you.
Yeah. Like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Bruno, you're up.
Right, I will no longer
right.
be susceptible to bug bites.
So
there
she's riding
is
the tank
that.
away.
Also, you're
How
gonna
far
end up
away
with
is the
moderate
electrical
to
guy
severe
from me?
plaque psoriasis.
Maybe 100 yards.
How
Tops.
many of those
So
commercials have I
So
seen?
many.
So many.
The closest to you would be the flying woman with the sword.
Okay, she's.
It looks
nearby
like she's trying to kill Mr. Jackson.
She stuck me with a sword, Bruno.
She did stab him.
A sword, man. Kill me
Sword
with a
man.
sword.
She killed me with a
Kill me with a
sword.
sword. How weird is that? All right. I'm gonna.
She's trying to make a better world. All of them. Better worlds.
And so she's facing off with Crash, like
Yeah.
sword fighting with him right now.
Well, she has a sword. He does not.
Right.
Oh, damn,
He's
I
mostly
have
just
sword.
stabbed.
How can I move quickly enough to get up behind her and
She's flying.
she's flying? How high off the ground is she?
Maybe 30 feet. Crash didn't really fly all that high up. He kind of has this thing that he doesn't like the heights and flying so much.
All right. Screw it. So I'm
Because my
gonna.
bonded avatar is deathly afraid of heights, yes.
Yeah.
In fact, the ultralight, and when you flew him across the Atlantic, is the highest elevation he's been at. And
Oh, I don't mind flying in a plane.
He was fairly uncomfortable
I
in
get no
both
plane.
of those situations. The helicopter has been the least comfortable situation so far, with the open doors. It seemed to bother him a little.
All right, so basically we got the tank, the sword girl, and the electrical guy, and that's the only threats that I
That's
see
the only
at this point in
visible
time.
threats, yes.
On comm, am I hearing them chat?
You are hearing nothing on comm.
Just silent. Okay.
Yeah. It's like the majority of people who were using those are very
Like,
dead.
somehow died, as though.
What's up with that?
Or I'm hearing like the guys that are going down the hill that left already.
Well, it could have been the impact.
Talking
or it
to
could
each
have been
other
the
going,
sudden
I know.
500-degree
The,
blaze of
the
heat.
very few voices you hear scattered are more like groans and whimpers and pleas for
Okay.
help.
All right.
Remember, they ran down the hill thinking that the tripwire had been detonated. So.
That's a good point. And then the tank exploded.
Yeah,
Um,
the tank
the tank
exploding was
Yeah.
really bad for them.
All right, so what I'm just going to use my time to find cover and maneuver myself as close to the electrical guy as possible, while staying out of his line of sight.
Give me a stealth check.
Whew. I hit it exactly.
I believe you have that 4 still.
Let's use that +4.
Use that 4?
I
All
hit it
right.
by 4.
And you believe that you've slipped out of his line of sight. Brony at a 6.
Can I hold my action to the top of the next round? Roll it cool? No, probably not.
Well, you can, but it won't do you any good. You'll just be foregoing your action because you're last.
Well, then F that. Cool. Well, I know a lot about tanks because I play a lot of games and get really angry that girls are in them online. So I'm going to. So I'm going to go ahead and take my guns. And I'm going to find a part on that tank that I know don't make it so good if I hit it. I'm going to fire away at that.
You will try and disable the locomotion of a tank with a handgun.
I'm a really good shot. There's got to be hydraulics.
It's literally designed to take bullets.
Behind you.
Yeah, but it's also.
But he's also Brony Robbins.
He's also Brony Robbins.
Hey, believe me, I'm waiting until next round. I got to save a bunch of shit. So,
This is a Brony Robbins maneuver.
all right, I beat the first one by 4,
Beat the first one by 4.
and I beat the second one by a lot, 12.
With your first shot, you target one of the hex bolts holding one of the single wheels in place and hit it just the angle to turn it and kind of loosen it.
Oh my
That
God.
the second one hits it, spins it completely free, and
No.
launches the pulley out, causing the tracks to dent in, and the tank kind of hiccups and starts doing a spin as one of the tracks is
No.
disabled.
No, I refuse.
It's the only way that we could come up with that was physically possible for a bullet to do it.
Right?
He took it apart. Long
he's-
range.
He's doing
Whoa.
the cap challenge.
See, I was thinking, yeah.
with
It's all
With a gun.
CGI. It's all
hand
CGI.
gun. Okay.
I was
mean,
expecting it
okay.
to go like inside one of the
It's
fuel
Brony
cells and like
Robbins.
hit the navigation or something, but this is way better. I'm taking it.
It's Brony Robbins, man. Okay, we are going to do this real cool, which means I need just from you folks new initiative scores to see who has to talk.
Oh, new initiative. Okay.
For the purposes of rule of cool.
Oh Jesus.
Do we add, and we add 2, right?
Yep.
So 21.
Brony, 21.
Wait, we had. Oh, you had 2.
Yep.
For that. Okay.
Do whatever you got.
13.
Nice roll.
13 for Andy.
18.
18 for Crash.
20.
20 for Bruno. All right, Miss James, rule of cool. You could do anything. What would it be?
Okay. Well. Let's see. So we have. Who is left? We have the tank.
The tank, Mr. Electricity, and a flying swordswoman. And whoever happens to be draining your powers.
Don't forget the singing bush.
Okay. So in an act of defiance, I am going to flex, and that somehow puffs all of the brick dust off of me. That's how cool I am.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Mhm.
That's a good start.
I am going to draw my sword and have a flying duel
Swashbuckling.
with Ophelia.
Excellent.
I want to watch that.
Which presumably I intend to disarm her, hurl her into Electricity Boy, and then come down 2 points into the. Shit, I can't get into the tank.
Well, walk this through again. I like where you're going. Just take
Okay.
us slowly from the
So,
beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning, flex brick dust.
Flex brick dust.
Flex brick dust, which can
Sounds like
only
a just for you sequel.
can only be an advantage.
Looks good.
It looks good. It looks good, and it also.
You don't roll for that one. I'm determined because it's so cool. That's an automatic
Great.
success. The brick dust on the flex
Okay.
poofs away, and it looks awesome.
I am going to draw my sword, fly up, and have a swashbuckling Ophelia Andi fight. Whereupon I will disarm her, throw her into Electricity Boy, barrel down on the tank, which rip open the hatch and throw both swords into whatever looks most important in there.
Did we catch all that? I like that. That was good. I like that. Mr. Jackson, if you can do anything,
Well,
what would you do?
I got stabbed by that lady a minute ago.
Yeah, and it hurt.
Yeah, but I shouldn't go around hitting ladies with swords. That's not nice.
That's true.
And she could be being controlled. So, I'm not going to try and kill that lady. But Electricity Guy's been zapping all my friends.
Yes, and he seems to really enjoy it.
Yeah, he seems like a really sick dude. So my plan is just that he has to. Does he generate the electricity, or is he just controlling it?
You think he's generating it because it's not like he's pulling it from anywhere. It's coming directly from him.
Okay.
So if he is like pulling it from something, it has to be some kind of tiny concealable object.
That's fine. Well, I think that while he's pulling static electricity and turning it into whatever he's doing, he should just be focusing on that. Meanwhile, I'm really tired of all the moving parts he has. So all those inside ones, they're just stopping for the round.
Oh God.
And he won't be able to defibrillate himself after he goes into cardiac arrest, right?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Ouch. Wow, that's intense. That is an intense one, Mr. Jackson.
He should not be hurting people.
All right, now
Bruno.
Now I'm acting before them, right? So,
Well,
The rule of cool.
the rule of cool is more about we got to. I just to make we do
Sure.
the initiative. So some people don't like to go first, and
yeah, I'm just trying to think
this is more
structurally
about voting.
because what Bruno's doing is he's going after the electricity guy as well, and so then there's just the multiple things happening. Trying
It
to figure out
could.
how this interacts.
I'm the one that gets stuck having to work that out after
okay.
you guys figure it out.
So what Bruno's planning on doing is he's snuck around and gotten around a building or something to where he can take the electricity guy unawares. And so he is going to climb up on the side of the building and leap off of it to take a surprise attack on him. Kind of a kung fu style, big huge punch down, knock the guy in the jaw, drop to the ground, grab him, get him into a chokehold, draw one of his pistols out, put it right in the forehead of the guy, and say stand down, using his intimidation power to get the guy to stand down, because Crash doesn't want him killing people, so we're going to try and not kill somebody. And then if about that time someone was throwing a sword maiden at me, would proceed to stand up, basically use electricity guy's body to catch the sword maiden and then lock them both into headlocks and make them pass out.
Yes.
oh, you crazy, crazy kids, Brony! If you could do anything, what would it be?
I am going to activate my buff.
Aggro is activated.
I am going to sprint as fast as I can, and I am going to put myself between the barrel of that tank and anybody else. Here's the deal. If that tank fires, it's going to kill me. But I get one more action after that happens, which I'm going to use to life drain the flying ninja woman with the sword to stay alive after getting hit. And then, Crash, when he hits me, because he's going to hit me, I need you to avenge me, brother.
Oh.
That's so fucked up, dude.
Yeah, I know, but I got this old guy in me, and he's got a death wish, and I'm not going to give it to him, but I'm going to try. So I am going to take a tank round to the chest, and with my dying breath...
To
Are you
motivate
catching this?
Crash?
No, what?
I'm talking to them. You
Oh.
catching this?
I'm going to take a tank round to my chest to motivate Crash to destroy this tank and whatever is controlling it, hopefully. And then I am going to, from the very, very edge of what life is defined as, just suck 50 points right out of the person who just stabbed my fur.
Say it. Say it. Say
For
it.
associate.
For associate.
You can say frenemy, and that's
God
close
damn
enough
it.
for me, bud.
That's real good. That's real good. And I'm rolling 12s.
Wow, that is an intense one.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
You know, they're not going to vote for you just based on the fact that you're sacrificing yourself. They're like,
They are because it's the
Because
motivation for
I'm
crash.
min-maxing this is
Yeah.
all I'm
Yeah.
doing.
They're going for the
nobody heard.
they're going for the
You're-
drama
Actually,
of
that
motivating
friending.
crash.
Dramatically,
It's the
it's
friending.
great. It's just that I
It's
don't
that
want
you-
nobody to die.
Oh.
It's intense, guys.
This is the scariest part of the show for me.
I know it.
The rule of cool
I,
voting.
Cool
I vote
voting.
AK just for the coming up with
You guys
fashion
are good
flex.
He comes up with great names for everyone.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Fashion flex into flying shish kebab.
Okay, Brony, the human shield.
Wins in a landslide.
In a landslide.
Yep.
So that means that Brony is automatically
I got
successful.
exactly 0 votes.
I got one.
And not
this
only
ever
is successful,
happened to
he's
you?
automatically
I don't think so.
a critical success. So in the case of this, your critical success will extend to your enemy and is critically succeeding at shooting you because the whole thing is a critical success.
Right.
As
But my
Brony
life range should
steps
be a
in
critical
front
success, too.
of this thing, but I want everyone else is going to have to roll for the rest of theirs before we break this
Right.
down, how it happens. Keeping in mind the associated penalties for attempting these actions. That's
Which
5
is
points.
5 right now. No.
Penalty of 5, and you're
And
still
I'm
on
on
12.
And we've
And
got
I'm on
nothing
12.
in the store
And
right
my,
now.
yeah.
There is
And we
0
have
in
No,
the
my
store.
aggro affects every
Yeah.
enemy.
Every
I just wanted
So
clarity.
if they
I
try to
just wanted
attack-
A little
you
clarity,
was-
a meta point.
That's good.
Anybody out there that
Yep. Anyone who attempts to attack anyone but you suffers consequences.
Yeah, like we get a free attack on them.
Yeah, and I'm sitting next to a cannon that's about to shoot a really big shell. So anybody who comes to attack me is not going to be too happy either. This is going to be interesting.
So 16. So it'd be 15. I beat it by 1. Woo! For power usage.
All right, for a power usage. So walk us through this crash a little bit more.
Oh, do I need to make an attack on him too?
Yeah. Your powers usage is successful for stopping movement of all kinds, including at the atomic and cellular level.
That was the idea.
Okay.
So I did 2 fighting checks.
Yes.
8.
Passed both by 6.
Pass
even with
both
the 5
by
penalty.
6, even with
So
the
what did
5
I
point
need?
penalty. Yeah. By 6, by 6. Okay.
Is it a fighting roll or a shooting roll?
Um,
I'm not touching him, so I'm
Shooting.
assuming it's a shooting roll. In which case, let's see, 8. That would have beat it by 8. So I beat it by 3.
beat it by 3. And
What's
his
his-
dodge is a 6.
Oh, are you kidding me?
He's preternaturally quick.
But I'm stopping him from moving.
That's a good point. Negates dodge bonus. Hits. See how that works, guys?
Argue with the
Yours
DM.
is a 6. We go to the only other one that
Only
has to
stops
roll
Here's the hard one.
the
What
hard
am
one.
what am I?
Well,
We
let's
could-
see. We need some
Clarity?
fighting
Can anybody
for going
find a
against
little
the sword
clarity?
fight
clarity,
action.
that's all I want. I just want some clarity.
And because we were doing multiple things, it's split action fighting. So,
Oh,
You're gonna have to just do it.
yep. Roll those dice. Hope you roll 2 once.
fuck. Okay.
Do it,
Okay.
do it. do
Or in
it.
your case, 3 or less.
3 or less. Great. Cool. Mm-hmm.
Go! Do you still have your
Well, I
modifier?
do
Yes.
actually still have my +4 bonus, so 3.
That does it.
3!
Yeah! Thank you,
Okay.
chat.
All right.
Now, how this breaks down.
Oh,
Brony steps in front of the tank as it fires. The shell impacts, and the explosion takes him from your sight for just a second. You experience no pain. You really flinched. You thought it was going to be this horrible, horrible thing, but the speed of the impact just obliterated any nerve endings you had.
Yeah.
And including, the spinal column and everything else in that split second. But before death in that split second, you drain the life from this flying woman. How much do we drain? 50, but it's a critical success, so we will drain 100 health.
Okay. I'm keeping it, sorry guys.
Yeah, you do that.
Which takes you from 0 to add 100 health. Which is your exact full maximum.
Yes.
So after the explosion of this impact round, Brony is still standing there perfectly. In fact, he looks healthier than before the shot fired to begin with.
Especially now that he's naked.
A little.
But he is absolutely stark naked.
He's wearing PG-13ium.
PG-13, it's true.
That's just like blurriness? Is that the...
It's just all of his clothes blow off except for the stuff covering his junk.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the stuff those
stuff
parts
that
remain somehow, but
the
everything
stuff that
else
the
is
Incredible
gone.
Hulk's pants are made of.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, whatever that is.
PG-13.
PG-13.
I also do notice a penny and I bend over to pick it up anyway, so enjoy that. Have that for you.
It is quite the
I'm
view.
unfortunately distracted at the moment.
It's breathtaking.
It's breathtaking.
Now,
You're
hopping
breathtaking.
back in this direction, you fly up with it, leaving behind this trail. It's perfect because it explodes through the dust. You leave behind, it's like a little stardust trail as you fly through the air. And engage with this Ophelia woman in a sword fight, and she just doesn't have it in her by the time you reach her and close on. It's like someone has drained the very life essence from her. And when she tries to fight you, she just can't put up much of a fight. And before long, that sword is out of her hand, and you have hurled him straight towards Rufus. As he's flying towards her, you grab that second sword and plant them straight down through the hatch of this tank, stopping it completely in its tracks.
Magic. Oh god.
DT! Double.
You completely stop everything that Rufus does. You stop his heart.
Only for the round. He'll be fine.
Yeah, the whole stopping cellular movement is catastrophically fatal.
But I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I
making
thought
it
about
hard
that,
not
but
to kill
Crash
people,
didn't.
Crash.
Of course not.
This
It's
is not his area of expertise.
Biology is not something he has spent a lot of time studying.
Not killing people is not his
And
expertise.
him being frozen up makes your impact not only way worse because he doesn't move out of the way or even try to. You just hit full force right and then, and you scoop him up to put him in this like chokehold,
And he's out.
He's already very, very out. Nope, he's straight dead. And you're very, very
Face frozen,
dead.
no rictus of horror
and
for
you're
some reason.
almost distracted long enough that the flying Ophelia almost catches you off guard, but you manage to catch her and roll her into her, and she's not looking too hot either.
But she's conscious?
No.
No.
But she's not dead.
Pale,
She's breathing?
pale, has no visible like wounds on her. There's no cuts. It just looks like hell, like somebody on their deathbed in the hospital.
Sorry.
Just really, really bad.
I think I jogged her too hard.
Yeah, that's a good possibility, AK. He may have shattered if he hits the ground, so watch out.
Yeah, I was going to...
all molecular motion stops. So you
well,
can
he's
just-
absolute zero, and that might be a problem for everybody. If that's
I mean, if that's what you did is you absolutely zeroed him.
You're dead.
Well, no. When I connect with the punch, I'm injuring my hand, but he's shattering at the punch before I even got him into headlock.
But he just said the kinetic energy in his organs. He didn't say
Yeah.
surgery in the absence.
Yeah.
Which-
So he just stopped the motion. of
Well,
the
the
organ.
impact, the vibration, basically it's like sand inside now.
Ugh.
Oh.
But runnier.
Gross.
I
Oh.
want to see
Gross.
I want to see that again.
So many.
Poor guy.
orifices.
And in that
I mean,
split
he was
second,
a sadistic jerk, but still.
there seems to be almost no one left around. Moments go by, and Andi, you feel weaker. And
Great.
you're not 2d12 plus 2 for checks.
There's no one else around?
Scanning
at
for
all?
pilots.
There is one about 70 meters to your right. Hidden in one of the houses, looking out through the living room window. Now that you're looking over there, you can see him. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 years old, a little boy, staring out the window, looking right at Andy James.
Oh no.
I think we found either confused or terrified.
Or both.
Or both.
Or Tom.
Or Tom. Oh.
Oh no, that's opening fire with fully automatic weapons from the other side of town. And rockets to boot.
Rocket boots.
So is the tank destroyed?
The tank is not functioning or moving at this point. It might be capable of still moving, but it just stopped.
Okay.
Bruno, he's a little boy.
Now, let's see. Let's go for Bruno once, Crash once for machine guns. We'll miss. Mr. Robbins, I'm going to fire twice with 40mm rockets at you. And I got a succeed by 8 for one of those.
Nope.
That is going to do 50 damage in a 5-meter radius around you as it explodes.
Okay.
A thing is the only way to really describe it coming from the far side of town. It's about 12 feet tall, composed of both metal and flesh. At this distance, you can make out some of it, including parts of Robopol, the Winnebago, are incorporated into its body. Where a head would be is instead just like a projected holographic image of Tom's upper torso.
Well, is this a new round or is this still part of the old round?
That was
That was a rule of cool round.
real cool round. So
Cool.
Are we sure
so,
we're not in a
So they
video
shot
game?
at you even though they didn't hit you, which wasn't at me. So have fun.
that is correct. Because of Brony's aggro, this attack, which would be an ambush, would have normally gotten to go unanswered, but his aggro requires that you get to attack anyone who attacks anyone but Brony. So if he attacks
Tom
you, you get
has
to
an
attack
upper
him.
torso.
You have a first name?
I have nothing to use.
All right.
Actually, AK Patrick killed Robopol. He had to. That was a few episodes back.
Tom dies painfully.
All right. So
Put a banana on the table.
I'm quite a ways away from him, right?
So that means a
It's the other
shooting
end of-
test. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to make a shooting test.
We're gonna forego the shooting test and try and see just how hard I can throw that grenade because the last one I threw seemed to
You
go really
did.
far. We're gonna try that again, and we're gonna try throwing a grenade right into the midsection of the thing.
Give me an
Try and
athletics
blow it
roll.
apart. Beat it by 6.
You again, it comes out of your hands flying way faster than you should be able to throw that object, and flies perfectly straight to the point of impact. You could have probably thrown it another 300-400 yards past that, farther than you've ever been able to throw anything in your entire life. And it didn't really feel like it took that much
Yeah.
muscle to do it.
Look at you, Brandon.
And it hits and explodes, sending little pieces of metal and flesh out to the sides from this weird composite. But it doesn't seem to stop him from coming.
I did a lot of damage that thing.
Let's do some new initiative, guys, shall we?
Stealing different dice.
That's more like it.
Okay.
15.
Okay. 26.
And yes, you are correct, Pax. Absolutely.
19.
19? Okay. 19 for Crash. What was that over there, Mr. Brony?
15.
15 for Brony. Andy?
26.
26. Bruno?
25.
The fast attack team this time we're looking at.
I switched teams. Went from the slow attack to the fast attack.
22 and 13 for me. Andy James, you are first with a 26.
Um,
If you beat up the GM, it's good.
I am going to climb in the tank and attempt to fire the gun. at
Excellent.
Revocable. Slash shot. Except that I'm rolling 12s.
2 12s plus 2. Remember that.
I've seen the little kid in the window, yeah? I have an angle that I saw
At
that.
this moment, only Crash Jackson has seen
But I
the little
pointed
kid.
at him and, like, you would be able to see him.
I'm at an angle
That's
where I
an
can see
urban
him.
legend.
Just
It's a
pointing.
cardboard
From
cutout.
you're kind of this way, he's that way, but if you looked for him, you probably could. I mean, you are aware that he told you there is someone in one of those houses.
And it's a little boy.
And it's a little boy.
Okay.
What am I rolling against?
You're gonna do shooting because you are shooting.
Oh, fucking great.
Hey.
Okay. So 13, I'm gonna beat it by 3.
That's dodge is only 2 on the Tombot, so
The
that
fact
will
that it
hit.
has a dodge score at all is friggin' ridiculous.
Yes, it moves pretty quick for a 12-foot tall monstrosity composed of flesh, metal, and wires. And that tank shell hits hard. Chunks of steel and flesh explode from it. There's a big side missing completely from it. Still moving forward. Didn't even stagger a step from the impact.
Is this reminiscent of those
Bruno.
machine beasts we fought?
All right. We're gonna go into a full sprint towards the window of that the kid's in or whatever.
Yes.
It's the first story window.
Oh yeah.
Window?
There are
Okay.
no 2-story towns in our houses in Jarbidge. I looked at the map.
Okay. And I can see that it's like a 10-year-old kid, something like that. Through the,
9 to 10, maybe 11, 12,
Yeah,
somewhere in
two-story
between.
library.
can I kind of get to that area?
You can make it to that house
Okay.
at a full sprint.
At a full sprint, I'm gonna go full sprint. Draw both pistols as I go. Do a leaping dive into the window, firing a couple shots to break the window and tackle the kid, and just kind of take him down and wrap him up in my arms.
All right. Give me a shooting test
Watch out for
first.
broken glass.
Shooting test first.
Mm-hmm.
Beat the shooting by 1.
That's good enough to break those windows out and not hit the little boy standing behind them.
And beat the acrobatics check by 9.
You come flying through. He doesn't even really look at you. He is very much just fixated on that tank that Andy's in, staring at it with the complete concentration. And you hit him hard. He's just maybe 80 pounds tops. He's rolling him up is nothing. But it's probably the hardest he's ever been hit in his life. You feel really cold upon touching him, though. Bone-chilling cold in contact with him.
Interesting.
Next up, we have a 22. We have the Tombot going next. Oh my.
Tombot.
The Tombot
Easy to
continues forward.
serve. Some bullets. Bum, 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 bum.
Yes, I'm doing this for your own good. Stop it.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Machine guns at Mr. Jackson. Succeed by 4 and succeed by 7.
7 will get me.
That's 40 damage.
Ow.
I'm going to continue firing rockets at Brony.
I don't know.
5 times hashtag MetaPoint, a hashtag Andi buff and a hashtag crash buff go stop all.
Thank you.
Thank
friend.
you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do whatever you
Thank you,
need
guys.
to get back to regular dice
Yeah,
forever.
Jesus.
I'm hoping I just.
Let's see, I have a success by 8 and
That beats it by 4.
a success by 2.
That does not beat.
So one of those 40mm rockets streaks by, but the other one hits you. This is also going to do 50 damage.
Well, guess what? I'm at 0, folks.
Brony is at 0 health. That immediately kicks in.
High pain threshold, which I get to continue.
Continue to act for 1 round after reduced to 0 health. So you are not down and out yet, even though you are at 0 health. Now, keep in mind that it's continue after 1 round after, meaning this round does not count as that round. You will have a full round after this one before you croak.
Cool.
So literally, it just now clicked in my head that
I haven't
Ezekiel
gone
the
yet.
Undying and the guy who's the video gamer because he just presses continue and keeps playing. I've never made that connection before.
There's some of the little weird behind the scenes stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's a continue. Like,
So that one is a hit on you. We have those. Tombot is done. That puts us to 19 with Crash next.
Cool. So there's an awful lot of biological material coming out of that.
There
crazy
is.
thing.
We'll get to you. You're
Oh,
15.
crash.
Crash next.
I was crashing. So.
But yeah, good of you to notice that. That was one of the key little elements we chose that
That
for.
kid is using metapilot powers, right? Like he is a he was the metapilot.
He was most certainly using metapilot powers. Yes.
And he is probably still using them on poor Bruno, even though he's being safely tackled. But there's also the big top. So
There is the big Tombot.
Who just put a rocket up my ass, buddy?
And she's not operating at full capacity.
No.
And
No.
something is still controlling that tank.
Well, she's controlling that tank right now.
She say so. I am.
Well, she is shooting the gun on that tank.
And
I'll
I'm
put it
sorry
back.
for this ahead of time.
You're in a tank. You shoot the rocket launchers.
Yeah, where are the rocket launchers and where do they come in? Are they just on Tom?
Yep.
Neato.
Paired rocket launchers, paired machine guns, and a 12-foot tall weird conglomeration of flesh, metal, and other parts.
Okay.
Why is there flesh? That's creepy. Like, what's the?
Well, we've run into this something similar before in the Old West.
Multiple times.
Yeah. There were rabbits. Oh, it was nasty.
But you feel weaker. I'm going with
Yeah, but what did he?
I'm spending
do to
4 meta
make it
points.
here?
Spending 4 meta points. And why are you spending 4 meta points, Crash Jackson?
because if I spend 4 meta points, I can become one and fully link with a previous avatar and use any and all powers and abilities possessed by them for 1 round.
Which avatar are you selecting?
I am selecting Harzul, the
Harzul.
incredibly evil.
Huh. Not the one I was expecting.
And I am splitting my action.
Splitting your action. Excellent.
My first action is a sleep spell.
On the boy?
Or, you know, the area of the boy. It might put old man to sleep too, maybe, but he's tough
Excellent.
enough where it probably won't. My second action is mass raise dead.
Oh God.
More zombies!
Like 30 some at this point?
Oh no, I mean I'm not powerful enough to raise that many.
Oh, okay.
And
It'll be like, you know,
29.
5 dudes, but they'll still be meat to attack Tom.
True.
And there's a lot of them that.
Although that might
Have enough
accidentally
parts
start the
left
zombie
to-
apocalypse if they were those kind of zombies.
I'm gonna need sorcery rolls from you at Harzul's sorcery score.
I'm aware. Oh, and I get to use his dice.
Yes, you could use his dice.
Oh, because I used the meta abilities. Thank
Correct.
you.
So use those 8s.
I'm on it. That means I beat the first one by 10.
That is a critical success
Night,
on
night.
the sleep.
Kiddo.
And he is out like a light.
Aw. It's like you gave him.
Was he like still able to like focus and stuff
And
after
let's
this point after I
see,
captured him?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Electro fellow.
Is very dead.
Right, he's one of the people I'm raising.
Oh, man. Oh. Okay. Rufus Fitch is on his feet. Undead Rufus Fitch.
Yep. And Laser Eye is on his
like
stumps.
Rufus Lich, am I
All right, undead John Hutchins is on his feet too.
Or what's left of them? Does he have feet still?
Hutchins, well, you
He
know,
does,
being as
they're
they're
about 10 feet away.
he's just standing on the bony parts of it. It looks like impossible and really grotesque at the same time.
Nice.
The meat hanging down, just the
Balancing.
exposed thing. Yeah.
Lots of dirt getting there.
Oh, it's gross.
And then I guess, you know,
I mean, he's not gonna take
3
a
random
bath,
soldiers, I suppose, right?
All right, and 3 of the mercenaries as well climb to their feet.
Fight him. Point at the Tombot.
Can a zombie use electricity powers?
And I beat that one by 12?
All 3 of them begin moving towards.
Rise!
Tom.
Rise!
And they aren't moving like Night of the Living Dead kind of zombies. They are covering a lot of ground very rapidly as they close towards Tom.
Troll boots.
That's right.
Ogre
pants.
Uggs.
Ogre.
Brony, you've got a 15 in her next.
I'm gonna aim at whatever part of that Tom machine is any kind of alive in any way, and I am going to try and drain myself back to the world of the living.
Excellent!
See that life force? Suck it.
Yeah, here it goes. Oh yeah,
That
I
is
beat it
an
by
8.
a lot.
That is a critical success. A lot of the flesh just suddenly goes like necrotic on the body and starts falling and rotting away, which causes some of the metal parts that it was holding in place to then fall away as well. And the 12-foot tall machine has been reduced quite substantially. Probably about 30-40% of its body mass has fallen away or been blown off in different pieces, you recover 100 health.
Sweet. This is not a good day for me.
No, you've almost died like 3 times already.
He's actually
You've never
died.
almost
He's
died.
he's
Here we
technically
are.
died once. So.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a Joss Whedon character. Except for without the
God.
infidelity.
Okay.
I must admit, now Isaiah would be next, but he is sound asleep. However, you are in physical contact with him, Bruno, so you take 20 points of cold damage.
Woo!
Oh, that sucks.
The life right out of you. Okay.
The whole house that you're in is covered in frost. Okay. From the inside.
Interesting.
Interesting.
We are back to the top with Andy James at a 26.
And able to roll 10-sided dice?
You are now rolling 10-sided dice,
Yeah!
Andy James. You are not on D12.
Oh, the kid was the key. There
Whatever
we go.
was happening to you is not happening any longer.
Okay, great, wonderful.
Ice boy was sucking.
Fantastic. I would like to burn a meta point
Burning a meta point, the last one.
to access Angel and have her dream walk with Isaiah.
Speak up.
Dream walk with Isaiah.
That's beautiful.
That is amazing.
Give me a
Okay.
sorcery roll.
So that's an 11. I don't have a sorcery, but
I know what angel sorcery is. That's a success by 5. You are sitting in a playground, kind of nondescript, like any playground in a million
There's
places in
probably tea.
America. Tons of them. There's a swing set. Oh, you're joining someone else's dream.
okay.
Yeah. I don't think that kid dreams about tea. Unless it's TOM.
You can
I
see
was
that little boy.
dreaming tea.
He's on a swing,
Uh-huh.
getting pushed. Tom is standing behind him. Pushes. He's laughing and giggling. And definitely enjoying himself.
Tom?
Like Tom is just what it looks like to you. Like, but very much more physical looking than all the hologram versions you've seen. But you are most certainly in his dream.
Isaiah, who's your friend?
It's Tom. Tom's my friend.
Is Tom a good friend?
Tom's my best friend.
Oh shit, that kid's like me.
Where did you meet Tom?
Tom saved me.
What did Tom save you from?
The cage.
The cage. Is this the harvester's cage?
Jeb put me in a cage.
Jeb put you in a cage.
I'm gonna kill that guy.
Why did Jeb put you in a cage, Isaiah?
Said he had to hide me. Said that Heinrich couldn't find me. Said if Heinrich found me, he'd kill me.
Heinrich died badly.
So he put me in a cage. And Tom saved me. Everybody forgot about me in the cage. Tom didn't forget about me. Tom never forgets. Tom's always there.
I didn't know you then, but I'm happy to know you now. Can I be your friend?
Oh, okay. Okay.
What's your favorite thing to do?
I like swings.
Oh, this is terrifying. Do you think Tom will let me swing with you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on.
You get on the swing next to him, and the Tom just continues to push him every time he goes back. You're pretty sure it's not Tom, but Dream Tom.
The kid's version.
The kid's
of Tom,
version
Big friendly
of Tom.
dude who's here to push him on a swing.
And otherwise, you would have assumed he would have reacted or done something new, but this Tom doesn't even seem to know who you are or care. Just
Okay.
pushing the kid on the swing. Isn't this great?
It's amazing. Isaiah, do you know how to swing yourself?
No,
No? Would you like me to teach you?
but I have Tom. I don't need to.
What if you stopped having Tom one day?
No. Tom is my friend.
Well, then I guess.
Are you gonna take Tom away?
I would never take Tom from you.
Meanwhile, we're gonna take Tom.
I was hoping that I could teach you something cool.
Okay.
Yeah. If I teach you something, will you teach me something?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So all you need to do is kick your legs forward when you go forward. And kick your legs back to go back.
Looks like James is humping the table.
Falls right out of the swing.
He tries for a few attempts and it just doesn't seem to get the hang of it. He seems to be struggling with motor skills.
Okay. Okay.
You've tried Tom. Have you tried Mom?
Who's?
I don't care. We need a skinwalker. Is what we need. So we beat Tom.
How do you? Oh God. Okay. 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 Cool. I don't know what to do.
All right, then I'm
Okay.
going to cut to outside of the dreamscape where the
Okay.
combat is continuing. Bruno, you're next at a 25. The monstrosity of the Tombot is still moving aggressively forward. You have tackled this boy and are feeling a lot of the cold coming off of him, but he is most certainly sound asleep. You're not sure how or why, but he is out, and it wasn't from your impact. And you shielded him from the glass. You took the hit to the ground. There is no reason he should be out.
So I'm gonna set him on.
Did you make a save to keep from sleeping too?
You had a critical success, so you can target whoever you wish.
Oh, awesome.
Cool.
If you had not had a critical success, then absolutely he would have been.
But there was definitely like the sound of spells. Like you've seen it a couple of times now. You know what magic looks like.
Yeah, you actually had enough exposure. That was most certainly some magic.
Okay.
Some sorcery was afoot.
So we're gonna set him gently on the nearest like couch or chair or someplace we can set him down, and then I just don't see anything short of grenades doing a whole lot of damage. So I can see through the window here. I can see the monstrosity.
Yes.
How is it held together?
Oh, like a mixture of metal and flesh. Now that you're examining it closer, you can see that parts of those metal and flesh are slowly stitching back together.
Okay. What I'd like to do, and I need to analyze the monstrosity to figure out if it's possible, is what I'd like to do is slip up behind it, run up, and like shove a grenade into the center of it somewhere to try and blow off an arm or a leg or blow the thing apart.
Give me a stealth check for getting over there this round. That will take your action to get there.
Beat it by 5.
Beat it by 5. Bruno takes off, disappearing behind houses, doing what he does best. Next up is going to be my Tombot at a 22, which is going to continue its assault. I'm going full tilt against Mr. Jackson at this point.
That seems like the thing to do.
Most certainly, you are the most dangerous thing on the board. Not enough to beat dodge. Not enough to beat dodge. Best success I have is by 4, which is still not enough to beat dodge.
So he's like firing rockets at me.
Rockets and 2 fully automatic weapons spraying around, and you are just avoiding every single one of these. It is most certainly fixated on you and moving aggressively towards you.
Perfect.
Which follows you at a 19, Mr. Jackson, as next.
He's up to something. Andy James is sleeping.
Yes, she just fell over and went to sleep.
Took a nap.
It's kind of terrifying.
All right. Well, I got stabbed in the shoulder, but if I sent like a really thin line of kinetic force at one of those legs, do you think I could hit it hard enough to cut one off?
You've never tried anything like that.
It'd have to be really, really thin,
Yeah,
like a hair.
you've never tried.
I'll just pull off a hair.
There you go.
That's really
Give me a
thin.
power use roll.
And I'll just send that at him at like 900 miles an hour and see how that goes. Like when you like put a piece of straw through a tree with tornado winds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of hoping to
I was thinking more like concertina wire, but okay.
beat it by
It's
5.
It's a really bad wig. It's probably safe. It's really, really sturdy.
Beat it by 5?
Yeah.
Oh man, the hair flies forward at close to 1,000 miles an hour, reinforced with your kinetic energy so that it does not snap on impact. It slides into the flesh part really easy, kind of struggles with some of the metal, and then tears the leg completely off of the Tombot. Where it does the flop over, and it's still moving forward on its arms, and its one leg kicking out. Not a single sound of pain coming from the holographic projection of Tom's upper body at the top. After Mr. Jackson, I have Brony with a 15.
I'm looking for any flesh under those rocket launchers, and I am melting that shit. I am sick of getting shot with rockets all the time.
Wait, rockets or rockets? Because they're slightly different.
I wouldn't want to get shot by the Rockettes either.
Yeah, it's true.
They're all from New York. Those people are crazy, man.
And this guy's missing a leg, so.
And not only can they kick
I just
your
didn't
face,
want
they
him
can
coming
kick their
quite
own
so
faces.
quickly.
4.
4.
So I beat it by 14.
You completely remove the rocket launchers from the Tombot, melting away every little bit, securing them in place.
And on a counter, I guess you're in view. I pass whatever.
That's
excess I
50
have.
health.
50 health to you.
I'm topped up then.
Cool.
And then some.
Pops, what are you at?
Do the extra count as temporary?
The extra count is temporary. They go away. They go away after a round for these ones.
I don't care. I've got so
I'm
many.
thinking I'm
hit
at
points.
31.
All right, Brony went. We have an unconscious individual next who is doing nothing. So we go back
Are we
to the
are
top.
We hanging out in Dreamland?
Yep, Dreamland. Andy James.
Okay.
You're in Dreamland with him still. Are we going to attempt to do anything while we're in here, or do I cut back out to the fight?
I'm gonna ask him a question.
Ask away.
Isaiah, are you angry at my friends?
I'm angry at bad people. Tom says we have to stop the bad people. Save everybody. We're going to save everybody. All the places. All of them.
And how can you save people if you're hurting them?
They won't stop. They keep trying to stop us. We can't let it happen, or they'll just hurt more people. Tom's going to save everybody. Once Tom does his plan, no one will fight anymore.
Is that shit, child?
Nobody will fight, and nobody will get put in cages.
That might be because there will be nobody left.
No, that's not true.
Do you? What if Tom was trying to hurt me?
Are you bad?
No.
Well, then Tom wouldn't hurt you. Tom only hurts bad people.
Yeah, kids are dumb.
Kids are the worst. All right. Who decides who the bad people are?
Tom knows who the bad people are.
How does Tom know who the bad people are?
Tom knows. Tom knows everything.
How does Tom know who the bad people are?
Tom knows everything. He told me.
Does Tom know how to make you happy? Yeah. How does Tom make you happy?
I get to swing forever.
Isn't that just like another cage? If you're never...
No, it's swing.
But if you can never
Swings are cages,
escape...
stupid.
If you can never escape the swing...
Escape?
You would be here forever.
Yeah!
What if you got hungry, Isaiah?
Then Tom will give me food.
While you're on his way.
Yeah, I can have as many milkshakes as I want. Tom said so.
Where's Tom getting that?
Where's Tom getting milkshakes, Isaiah?
Milkshakes.
Do you think you could show me where Tom gets milkshakes from?
It's a yard about a block from here with a bunch of boys in it. You can't miss it.
Then I'm on my way.
This place is weird.
What's weird about it, Isaiah?
Well, we were in a house, and now we're not in a house.
And now we're not in the house.
And there's no snow. There's always snow when I'm around. Where's the snow?
Why are you so cold?
Oh, I'm not cold. I'm always warm.
I see. I see.
There's a long question.
Sorry. We can.
Back outside. Bruno at a 25. You have snuck around this giant monstrosity, especially now that it's slowing down from the whole crawling thing.
So what I want to do is basically climb up onto the torso area and find a place to pop 2 grenades. I think I have one left after that, and shove them down into the torso.
Okay.
Get them into some place where it's going to blow the whole thing apart as best as possible. As soon as the grenades let loose, I'm going to do a back flip off with a half twist and sprint away so that I get out of the blast range.
Action hero check, please. Never before has that skill been more applicable.
Beat it by 4.
Beat it by 4. You leap onto the back of this thing, slap 2 fragmentation grenades down into these gaps, do this beautiful twist flip through the air. It is really beautiful, especially considering he's this big old guy. It makes no sense to see, but man, is it great at the same time. You know, the gray streaks in his hair and lands, sticks the landing, and these grenades go off, separating the entire lower body and both left and right arms of this Tombot, leaving just the upper torso with the projected head and shoulders of Tom on it.
Perfect.
And the arms were where the machine guns were also located. It's no longer moving forward, just sitting there with the Tom projection sitting out. You people are irresponsible.
We don't like to be called that.
You forced my hand.
Oh God.
I've just launched 5 nuclear weapons targeted at major U.S. cities. Your powers and abilities should allow you to reach them and stop them, if you leave now. Or you can stick around here and try and stop me, while more than 150 million people die. The choice is yours. And as he says that, the upper body detonates, sending the 2 of you flying through the air, and all goes dark. Thanks for watching Masters of the Metaverse tonight. We'll see you next week for the stunning conclusion of the Metapocalypse. Love you all. Good night.
Good night.
Night, guys.
Good night.
Oh boy. My mom lives in Hoboken.
Oh.
Masters of the Metaverse, masters of the Metaverse, they travel through time and space and stuff. Troll them, re-roll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't a bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice, bound by the winds of a secret voice. Masters of the Metaverse, masters of the Metaverse. Masters of the Metaverse, masters of the Metaverse.